Chapter 427. The house with the hidden exit had already been locked by Xiaofan's spirit. Xiaofan was like an old horse that knew the way. He led the ancient giant directly to the house. Inside the house, there was a glazed door erected. The power of spatial teleportation circulated in the whole house. This should be the exit. Xiaofan nodded. Then he turned his head and said to the ancient giant, "Friend, you should teleport away first." Yes, the ancient giant's expression was also very excited. "Xiaofan, just now I tried to release my psychic waves to scan in all directions. I can't do anything about it. My psychic waves can only scan an area of 50 meters. Moreover, my soul is being attacked by all kinds of illusions and hallucinations, which almost made me lose my mind. I think if I were to search for the exit alone, I'm afraid, it would be difficult to find it. Xiaofan, your mental strength is really strong. It's almost abnormal. Thank you very much this time. I'll go first. We'll meet outside later." After saying that, the ancient giant bowed to Xiaofan and then walked towards the space door, smiling faintly. A very stable power of spatial teleportation. It must be the exit to teleport out of this hallucinatory demon palace. Yes, it should be right. After you go out, be careful. Xiaofan said with a smile. Soon, the ancient giant stepped into the space door. His whole body disappeared. The next moment, boom, the space door was destroyed. Tisk, each exit can only be used once. Xiaofan formed a seal with his hands. The house immediately became illusory. It turned into a hallucinatory demon realm. It was swallowed by Xiaofan's sea of consciousness. Xiaofan walked on the road. He released his spirit wave and scanned the area of tens of thousands of meters, looking for the exit. At the same time, he constantly absorbed and refined the hallucinatory demon realm in the demonic palace. His spirit power was continuously strengthened. At this moment, another exit? Xiaofan discovered that in a courtyard thousands of meters to the west, there was also a space door emitting a glazed light. Exit. However, before Xiaofan walked over, Xiaofan discovered a white-clothed middle-aged man with a light red mark between his eyebrows and a dignified expression was approaching the courtyard where the space door was hidden. It was none other than the tower master of Xiaofan's dimension. This guy's luck is really too good. He actually found an exit. Xiaofan shook his head and laughed. Forget it. I'll let the tower master leave the hallucination devil palace. It has nothing to do with me. The pagoda master walked with a cold expression on his face. His mind power spread out as he cursed. Damn it. After entering the hallucinatory devil palace, the communication function of the chivalrous token had actually lost its effect. So I can't get in touch with my subordinates. It's terrible. Moreover, the entire demonic hallucination palace only had 1,000 exits. Only 1,000 people can be teleported out. Damn it. Every day, the danger level of the hallucinatory demon territory is increasing by 10 times. If I can't find the exit after a few days, I might die in this demonic palace. Sigh. The mind power of this clone of mine can only spread out to a range of about 1,000 meters. In this huge demonic palace, it's really too difficult to find a limited exit. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. If my real body appeared in this hallucinatory devil palace, the range of my mind power could reach about 5,000 meters, and the probability of finding the exit would greatly increase. This time, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage. But when my real body comes out to explore, a little carelessness will cause my soul to fly away and scatter, shockingly. The tower master stopped in his tracks and his whole body shook. Very quickly, his face squeezed out a beaming expression. I found it. Ha 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 ha. I actually found an exit. Ha 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 ha. The pagoda master walked briskly and quickly entered the courtyard with the hidden exit. The tower master looked at the space door in the courtyard excitedly with a face full of joy. Ha ha ha. You can wear out iron shoes in fruitless search, but you'll find it without even looking. Such a stable teleportation power must be the exit. Ha ha ha. After finishing speaking, the tower master directly walked towards the space door without hesitation. However, at this moment, a sturdy middle-aged man rushed in from outside. Stop. The exit. It's the exit. This was a demon hero from the wrong plane. He also found the exit in this courtyard and rushed over with ecstasy. But he found that the tower master was one step ahead of him. Idiot, the tower master did not pay attention to the sturdy middle-aged man at all. Without turning his head, he stepped into the exit. Boom, the space door was destroyed. Roar. The sturdy middle-aged man roared sternly. I'm one step late. Damn it. I finally found an exit, but that guy from the trash plane got there first. Damn it. I'd better not find that demon hero from the trash plane. Otherwise, I'll kill one if I see one. Suddenly. Shio shio shio, the whole courtyard turned illusory and turned into strands of hallucinatory devil realm, floating in the air. The sturdy middle-aged man was slightly stunned. The next moment, shio shio shio, in all directions, a large number of houses and courtyards were decomposed into hallucinatory devil realm. Layers of hallucinatory devil realm actually surrounded the sturdy middle-aged man. Not good. The sturdy middle-aged man's face turned pale. Boom, suddenly, the densely packed hallucinatory devil realm condensed into a torrent and directly rushed into the sturdy middle-aged man's brain. Ah. No. Demon race. Demon race army. Demon race army. My human race is going to perish. Ah. The middle-aged man's eyes were crazed and he let out a heart-wrenching scream. Then, bang, he slapped his forehead and his entire head exploded. A few thousand meters away, Xiaofan. Hey, when you see a demon hero from our plane, you want to kill one if you see one? I'll kill you first. Xiaofan's mouth pulled into a cold smile. In his eyes. But it was full of excitement. Right now, my mental strength is very strong. I can use the hallucinatory devil realm in the devil palace to attack targets and kill them through the air, causing them to fall into a devil state. Alright, when I see trash from the wrong plane, I'll also kill one if I see one without a second word. In all fairness, if it was under normal circumstances, he would not be able to escape. Even with Xiaofan's mental strength that surpassed normal people, he couldn't kill and kill as he pleased. However, in the hallucinatory devil palace, there were countless hallucinatory devil realms, allowing Xiaofan to have the advantage of time, place, and people. Without making a sound, he could complete the assassination. Of course, seriously speaking, this was considered an indirect killing, and not a direct and forceful killing. Hong hong hong, at the same time as he released his mental ripples to monitor the courtyards and houses within tens of thousands of meters. Xiaofan didn't forget to cultivate. His hands continuously formed seals. Everywhere he passed, the houses and houses transformed from the hallucinatory devil realm, every blade of grass and tree, were all uprooted from the ground and refined into the miniature liquid planet in Xiaofan's sea of consciousness. The miniature liquid planet's volume expanded and became more and more solid. The mental ripples grew stronger and stronger. Outside the hallucinatory devil palace. It was a blue, spotless space. There was no hallucinatory devil realm causing trouble. At this moment, in the huge space, stood a middle-aged man in plain clothes, his arms crossed. This person was the ancient giant that Xiaofan had found the exit and allowed him to teleport out of the hallucinatory devil palace. What luck! I'm the first person to escape from the hallucinatory devil palace. The ancient giant looked at the hallucinatory devil palace standing tens of miles away. Many thanks to Xiaofan. If he didn't give me this chance, I probably would have been trapped in the hallucinatory devil palace to death. At this moment, a figure flew out of the hallucinatory devil palace. The ancient giant's body tensed, and he immediately shrunk back. However, after taking a closer look, he relaxed. Tower Master? You also found the exit and left the hallucinatory devil palace. The Tower Master's body gradually stabilized, and he looked relieved. My luck is not bad. After saying that, the Tower Master looked around cautiously. Let's find a place to hide first. Once the people from the Rhone Plain also find the exit and come out of the hallucinatory devil palace, I'm afraid there will be a fierce battle. There's no need to confront them. Let's hide first and wait for our people to escape one by one. Hallucinatory devil palace. It was night time. Xiaofan sat cross-legged in a room, his hands forming seals, and began to practice the 12th mental finger technique. Done in one go. Boom! With the completion of the 12th mental finger technique, Xiaofan's mental strength transformed again. It became stronger. Tomorrow, the hallucinatory devil realm and the entire devil palace will be 10 times more dangerous. I will continue to work hard tomorrow, and absorb more hallucinatory devil realm. I will definitely be able to complete the 13th mental finger technique. Xiaofan nodded to himself. Suddenly, Xiaofan's mental strength spread out, and he found a few demons from the Rhone Plain looking for an exit in the nearby area of 1,000 meters. Humph! Xiaofan snorted. With a thought, peng peng peng, the few demons from the Rhone Plain practically didn't even have time to react before they were attacked by the densely packed hallucinatory devil realm. Their minds collapsed, and they exploded their heads one after another. I've already assassinated 74 demons from the Rhone Plain. Xiaofan was very satisfied. Not even a ghost knows. As long as it was a demon from the Rhone Plain that was within the range of Xiaofan's mental strength, Xiaofan would assassinate them all, not leaving a single one alive. After finishing his cultivation, although it was already deep into the night, Xiaofan didn't feel sleepy at all. He simply walked out of the room, and strolled around the devil palace under the stars and the moon. An hour later, I've found another exit. Xiaofan's mental strength detected that a spatial teleportation door had appeared in a house 3,000 meters ahead of him. At the same time, Xiaofan accurately detected that a female demon from his plane was slowly approaching the house. Oh! It's that, Hu Xingxing, a demon from our plane. She's at the 7th phase talisman transformation realm, and her cultivation is considered relatively weak. Previously, when she was charging through the hallucinatory magic realm, which covered an area of 5,000 miles. She was once possessed. If I hadn't acted in time, her corpse would have turned cold long ago. Xiaofan immediately recognized the female demon. Hu Xingxing's luck isn't bad. She's less than 100 meters away from that exit. If nothing unexpected happens, she should be able to find the exit. Regardless of whether they were friends or not, as long as it was a demon from his plane, if she could find the exit. Xiaofan was still extremely gratified. At the same time, 2 men appeared on the high walls on the left and right. There was a total of 5 men surrounding Hu Xingxing. The 5 men nodded their heads in greeting. Then, they swept their lustful gazes across Hu Xingxing's voluptuous female body. How should we deal with this woman? On the high wall on the left, a skinny man half-squatted on the wall with a straw in his mouth. Let her accompany us to have some fun first, then. The black-clothed man behind Hu Xingxing made a beheading gesture with his right hand. Don't come over, fear was written all over Hu Xingxing's face. Bitterness filled her mouth, and a sense of despair welled up in her heart. However, at this moment, a lazy man's voice rang out, Hu Xingxing, let's discuss how we should deal with these fellows, Hu? The black-clothed man turned his head warily, only to see a young man walking over lazily as though he was taking a stroll in the park. On his face was a harmless smile. Pu extended acupoint realm ha 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 ha. To think that it is an extended acupoint realm trash. Ha 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 ha. In an instant, the 5 men surrounding Hu Xingxing burst into laughter at the same time, as though they had seen the funniest joke in the world. Xiaofan, hurry up and run. Don't come over. Hu Xingxing screamed. I will count to 3, and all of you will die. Do you understand? Xiaofan laughed calmly. To be continued. Chapter 428. Hallucinatory Devil Palace. Night of the first day. The female devil hero Hu Xingxing from Xiaohan's plane was surrounded by 5 male devil heroes from Rong plane. They were 5 experts at the 8th level True Qi formation realm. At the crucial moment, Xiaohan appeared. Dong dong dong, in the middle of the night, Xiaohan walked towards Hu Xingxing with a crisp sound. At this moment, Hu Xingxing was already scared out of her wits and her body was limp. As for the 5 devil heroes from Rong plane, they looked at Xiaohan as he walked towards Hu Xingxing with an incredulous expression. They did not attack Xiaohan. They were all red-faced and winking at him. Ha 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 ha, not only is your plane weak, but all of your brains are broken. Ha ha ha. In our plane, trash at the expanding aperture realm is nothing more than a servant to us. Young man, you seem to be seriously ill. You want to kill us in 3 breaths? Ha ha ha. The 5 demons of the Rong plane stretched their necks and laughed. Xiaohan, we are finished. Hu Xingxing cried in despair. Xiaohan shook his head slightly and looked at the 5 devil heroes with a smile that was not a smile. 1-2, shockingly. Boom. 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 Countless hallucinatory devil realms gathered from all directions of the devil palace and formed a huge funnel-shaped whirlpool above Xiaohan's head. The void seemed like it was about to collapse. Countless illusions appeared and disappeared. Auditory hallucinations. What? The smiles on the 5 devil heroes' faces instantly froze. In the next moment, pooh. 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 Endless hallucinatory devil realms wrapped around the 5 devil heroes. Their facial features suddenly twisted. Their eyeballs popped out. Roar. A heart-wrenching scream sounded. Their protruding eyes flashed with a fleeting image of slaughter. Escape. Torture. Torture, despair. It was as if they were possessed by endless nightmares. Their mental state instantly collapsed. Poo blood spurted out from their ears and flew several meters away. Bang! 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 The 5 demon heroes scrambled to raise their palms and shatter their skulls. Even their bodies cracked and exploded like porcelain. Blood rained down and splattered everywhere. 3. Xiaohan said casually. This. Hu Xingxing stared at Xiaohan in shock. Then, he glanced at the corpses left behind by the 5 swordsmen. This. Xiaohan. You killed them. You. With a cultivation of the expanding acupoint realm, you instantly killed 5 true Qi realm experts of the symbol formation realm. You. What kind of technique is this? You. Moreover, when you attacked just now, there was no fluctuation of true Qi at all. You also didn't use the demonic technique that you're proficient in. You. Alright, Xiaohan lightly waved his hand, interrupting Hu Xingxing's dreamy voice. With my cultivation base, it's reasonable for me to find an exit. Alright, I'll leave this damned demon palace now. As he spoke, the fiendish hero strode toward the door. True Qi level 9 True Treasure Realm. Release this kind of person. For our plane. He's a huge threat. Destroy him. Xiaohan's eyes flashed with a trace of ruthlessness. In the courtyard, the evil hero was 1 step away from the portal. all of a sudden. Roar! The whole courtyard was turned upside down. All the flowers and plants, as well as the old trees in the courtyard, all turned into giant beasts that bared their fangs and brandished their claws, rushing toward the giant. Hallucinatory demonic realm? Humph! The evil hero was not afraid in the face of danger. He looked at his nose and his mind. I've been a genius since I was a child. I'm the strongest among the evil heroes of the human race. In my life, I've killed demons like drinking water and eating. I've encountered all kinds of fortuitous encounters and opportunities. My mind is as solid as iron. Some hallucinatory demonic realms can't invade my mind at all. Ha ha ha. I'm invulnerable. This guy's mind is very calm, and his mental strength is not bad. But Xiaofan's mind flashed. In a split second, tens of thousands of hallucinatory demonic realms swarmed toward the courtyard like a tide, rushing into the evil hero's brain without any regard for their lives. Damn it! Soon, the calm face of the evil hero slightly twisted, and cold sweat oozed out of his forehead. He wanted to step into the exit, but it was as if a group of mountains was pressing on his shoulders, making it difficult for him to move forward. In the end, he did not take this step. The evil hero sat cross-legged, with his left hand pressed on the position of his dantian and his right hand pressed on the position of his heart. He closed his eyes and began to chant. Idiot, you're quite tenacious, but there are too many hallucinatory demonic realms in this evil palace, and it's inexhaustible. You still have to die. No matter how strong your mind is, the upper limit of your mental strength is not high. Die. The liquid miniature planet in Xiaofan's brain began to expand, and thousands of strands of mental strength seeped out of Xiaofan's brain, shining brightly, driving the endless hallucinatory demonic realms to madly attack the evil hero. Finally, Mother! Why did you leave me behind? I've been alone since I was a child. Now that I've finally found my mother, why, no! Bang! The evil hero finally lost control of his mind and slapped his own forehead, causing his head to explode, and he died. He had already found the exit, but one step behind and he died a violent death. Phew! In order to assassinate this evil hero with 9th level true chi, I've also used up quite a bit of my mental strength. I'm a little tired. Xiaofan spat out a mouthful of impure air, and then frantically devoured and refined the surrounding hallucinatory demonic realms to make up for the lost mental strength. Using the hallucinatory demonic realms to assassinate a target, if the target was at 7th or 8th level true chi, then killing them would be as easy as chopping melons and vegetables, extremely easy. However, if the target was in existence at 9th level true chi, then it would take a lot of painstaking effort and consume a lot of mental strength. Xiaofan adjusted his breathing for more than an hour and refined quite a few hallucinatory demonic realms before he finally recovered. If I can complete the 13th mental finger technique, then assassinating an existence at 9th level true chi will be relatively easier. Xiaofan lightly smiled. At this time, in the courtyard where the evil hero died, a evil hero from Xiaofan's plane stumbled and arrived. He walked into the courtyard and first looked at the sparkling glass door exit with shining eyes and cried out in surprise. I found it. I found the exit. Then, he discovered the scattered corpses in the courtyard. There was a massacre here. This is... The evil hero trembled as he walked over and bent down to find a evil hero token among the corpses. He muttered. From the style and shape, it's obviously not the evil hero token of our plane. It's the evil hero from wrong plane. Why did he die here? He had already come to this courtyard and found the exit, but he just had to die, causing all his efforts to be in vain. This is thought-provoking. After hesitating for a moment, the evil hero threw away the blood-stained evil hero token in his hand and directly walked towards the exit. Forget it, let's not care about that anymore. This hallucinatory demonic palace is filled with dangers everywhere. The longer I stay, the greater the risk of losing my life. I'll go out first. The evil hero hurriedly walked into the exit. Another evil hero from our plane has successfully escaped from danger. Xiaofan was also slightly gratified. The night dispersed. A new day had arrived. This was the second day since everyone entered the hallucinatory demonic palace. The faint light of dawn rose from the horizon. Xiaofan walked out of a house on the side of a long street. All of a sudden, strong ripples appeared in the sky, and all kinds of illusions appeared one after another. Qilin, Pai Xiu, dragon and tiger. Wind, thunder, lightning, volcanoes, oceans, continents, heavenly palaces and temples. Layers upon layers of illusions appeared. Woo 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 woo, a chilly wind raged. All kinds of illusions of wolves crying and ghosts howling lingered around Xiaofan. The danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm has increased by 10 times. Xiaofan was slightly stunned. The next moment, he released his psyche wave. Yesterday, my psyche wave could still radiate an area of tens of thousands of meters, but today, it can only radiate an area of about 5,000 meters. As expected, after the danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace increased by 10 times, my psyche sense has been suppressed. At this moment, a clear auditory hallucination appeared in Xiaofan's ears. On the second day of the hallucinatory demonic palace, the density of the hallucinatory demonic realm has increased by 10 times, and the danger level has increased by 10 times. 1,000 exits, 954 remaining. There are 954 exits left. In other words, 46 people were teleported out yesterday. Xiaofan's heart tightened. I wonder how many heroes were teleported out from our side, and how many people were teleported out from the wrong plane. After a few breaths, Xiaofan shook his head. Let's not care about that. The quality of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace today far exceeds that of yesterday. It couldn't be better for me to cultivate the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique. With a thought, Xiaofan formed a seal with both his hands, and with a sudden pull, a few houses nearby directly disintegrated, turning into streams of flowing light that shot into his brain. Pooh! The liquid mental power miniature planet in his brain was like a glutton encountering delicious food, madly refining and absorbing the hallucinatory demonic realm that Xiaofan had absorbed into his sea of consciousness. Ha ha ha! It's really powerful. Xiaofan's whole body was boiling hot, and his spirit was excited. He continuously absorbed and refined the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace. His mental power rose steadily. To be continued. Chapter 429. Xiaofan sat cross-legged in an empty space within the hallucinatory demonic palace. The surrounding houses and courtyards all uprooted from the ground, becoming illusory, breaking down into streaks of hallucinatory demonic realm that swarmed towards Xiaofan. Above Xiaofan's head, a funnel-shaped hallucinatory demonic realm whirlpool spiraled. Heavenly wind, clouds, and thunder all appeared. The terrifying sound of the surging tide filled the sky. The momentum was terrifying. Roar roar roar, tiger roars came from afar. Immediately, a powerful pressure came from all directions, rolling and boiling, attacking towards Xiaofan. On the horizon, north, south, east, and west, each had a smear of platinum color. Very quickly, these 4 smears of platinum color revealed their true form. Those were 4 giant fierce tigers. Each one was tens of zhang long. The platinum tiger fur fluttered in the wind, giving off a majestic aura. Step by step, the tiger's paws spread out, the earth under their feet seemed to be infinitely condensed. Everything is hallucinatory demonic realm. Xiaofan's entire person was completely calm and unmoving like the earth, calm and deep like a secret vault. His state of mind was clear and bright, without any impurities. A bright light seeped out from Xiaofan's brain, forming a radiant light, like a monarch descending to the world, dispelling all the impurities. Impressively. Boom, with Xiaofan's body as the center, a large area of the void directly collapsed and condensed. Puchi Puchi Puchi, the powerful breathing aura roared, like the appearance of an ancient divine beast. A strange scene was born, all the hallucinatory demonic realm within 1,000 meters, all gathered towards Xiaofan's head. Then, all of them became illusory, becoming strands of hallucinatory demonic realm, entering Xiaofan's brain. Those powerful white tigers were instantly torn apart, mottled gold fragments, being swallowed by Xiaofan's brain. It was as if, in Xiaofan's sea of consciousness, there was an incomparably huge ancient fierce beast hiding and breathing. It specialized in swallowing these hallucinatory demonic realms. Like a Kuan Peng breathing. Swallowing the long river and spitting out the sea. If other people were to see Xiaofan's current state of cultivation, they would definitely be scared silly. No one knew what kind of divine ability Xiaofan had cultivated, to actually be able to cause such a ruckus in such a dangerous place like the hallucinatory demonic palace. The hallucinatory demonic territory within 1,000 meters had been completely sucked dry by him. One had to know that most cultivators could not absorb the hallucinatory demonic realm, much less absorb so much like Xiaofan. Even if it was a powerhouse at the level of the Pagoda Master and Rong, once they absorbed so much hallucinatory fiend realm, they would definitely fall into the devil and die without a burial ground. Alright. He had accumulated enough mentality. The 13th Spirit Hand Seal. Success. Xiaofan let out a long howl. His hands moved and all kinds of exquisite hand seals appeared one after another. At the same time, his entire body began to emit a brilliant glow. Glazed Buddhist light filled the area around him, making it seem as if there were thousands of moons and thousands of stars floating around him. After completing the 13th mental finger technique, Xiaofan's mental energy became even more mellow and full. The crystalline and translucent liquid planet in his sea of consciousness expanded in size and increased in density. It was extremely compact. Xiaofan released his mental energy. Now, after completing the 13th mental finger technique, Xiaofan's mental energy could scan an area of tens of thousands of meters. Moreover, when he released his mental energy, there would be rays of holy light rising behind his head. The five-colored light spread everywhere, and auspicious clouds, auspicious qi, and celestial music appeared one after another. The sky seemed to be shaking, merging with Xiaofan's mental energy and aura. Illusory praises sounded everywhere in the void. This sinister hallucinatory fiend palace had actually become Xiaofan's cultivation paradise. I've swallowed and refined too much of the hallucinatory fiend realm here. It can no longer keep up with my cultivation speed, Xiaofan smiled faintly. Now I'll find the most concentrated area in the hallucinatory fiend realm and try to cultivate the 14th mental finger technique in one go today. Xiaofan walked quickly, looking for the best place to cultivate. Outside a courtyard, a Yao warrior from Xiaofan's dimension stood leaning against the wall. His body was covered in wounds, and his flesh was a mess. His face was ferocious as he looked at the 9 Yao warriors from Rong's dimension who were approaching him. And in this courtyard, there was an exit. You've gone too far. You've gone too far. I found this exit first. Let's not talk about that, but you want to take it by force. Humph. It's fine if you win by numbers, but why do you have to torture me? Roar. If you want to kill me, then kill me. Don't play with me. The Yao warrior from Xiaofan's dimension was so angry that his eyes were about to pop out, and his eyes were spewing blood. Idiot. We're just playing with you, and you dare to roar? The 9 Yao warriors from Rong's dimension all approached him fiercely. At this moment, puff. 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 The powerful hallucinatory fiend realm forcefully poured into the minds of these 9 Yao warriors. In an instant, all of their heads exploded, and they died on the ground. Huh. The dying Yao warrior from Xiaofan's dimension was stunned, and he stared blankly at the dismembered bodies on the ground. Hurry into the courtyard. That exit can teleport you away safely. Xiaofan walked quickly, almost without looking back. Xiaofan. The heavily injured Yao warrior stared at Xiaofan, dumbfounded. Xiaofan, just now, did you kill these 9 powerful enemies? You. However, before he could finish speaking, Xiaofan had already disappeared. The Yao warrior's eyes widened for a few breaths, then he turned around and ran toward the courtyard. No. Don't come over. You bastards. The 2 female Yao warriors from Xiaofan's dimension had their clothes torn to shreds, revealing their white, jade-like skin. At this moment, they were curled up on the ground. More than 10 male Yao warriors from Rong's dimension approached them from all directions, their eyes filled with lust. However, suddenly. Bang! 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 The figures of the Yao warriors from Rong's dimension suddenly stiffened, and then they all smashed their heads, dead. Xiaofan trotted up from behind. Xiaofan. The 2 female Yao warriors screamed in unison. About 1,000 meters to the left, there's a wooden loft with 2 exits. Hurry up and go, lest someone else gets there first. After saying that, Xiaofan quickly ran away and disappeared. Along the way, Xiaofan searched for the densest area of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the hallucinatory demonic palace. At the same time, he released his mental power to observe every movement within tens of thousands of meters. In just an hour, Xiaofan used the hallucinatory demonic realm to kill 43 Yao warriors from Rong's dimension, and helped the 8 Yao warriors from his dimension find the exit. Outstanding contributions. Finally, Xiaofan's footsteps came to a halt. Spatial cracks appeared in the vast space in front of him. Countless mirages flashed across the vast space like flowers on horseback. Ghostly howls and hallucinations surged. This place is the densest in the hallucinatory demonic realm. It's turbulent and ever-changing. Good. I'll choose this place to cultivate. Xiaofan was overjoyed. His physical body surged, and with a leap, he entered the most violent area of the hallucinatory demonic realm. Sitting cross-legged, he concentrated on practicing the 14th set of mental power hand gestures of the extinguishing heaven and decimating earth mental power technique. As the liquid spiritual planet in his sea of consciousness breathed, it swallowed the sea and spat out tides. Its momentum covered the sun and the moon, making everything pale in comparison. The dense hallucinatory demonic realm in this area melted and disintegrated, becoming nourishment for the liquid spiritual planet in Xiaofan's sea of consciousness. Outside the hallucinatory demonic palace. In the flawless blue space, 2 camps of people stood opposite each other. The number of people in the 2 camps was about the same, with 2 to 30 people. Of course, among these 2 camps, one was the Yao warriors from Xiaofan's dimension, led by the Tower Master. The other camp was the Yao warriors from Rong's dimension. However, at this moment, none of the Rong elders had come out of the hallucinatory demonic palace. The 2 sides were facing each other, both eyeing each other covetously, but there was no situation of fighting. The Yao warriors from Rong's dimension, damn it, the Tower Master of that trash dimension has come out. But Lord Rong and the elders are still trapped in the hallucinatory demonic palace. A Yao warrior from Rong's dimension cursed. It doesn't matter. With Lord Rong's cultivation, it's only a matter of time before he comes out. It's just that he's unlucky and hasn't found the exit yet. Without Lord Rong to hold the line, let's not invade the people of that trash dimension for the time being. Another Yao warrior's eye muscles kept twitching, and his face was full of ferocity. Xiaofan's dimension. Ha, not bad. It seems that our luck is really good. At this moment, the Tower Master was beaming with joy and his face was full of pride. In terms of the number of people who came out, our side and Rong's dimension both had 2 to 30 people. However, they had thousands of people in, but only a few came out. We only had over 100 people, but 2 to 30 people came out. Our probability is higher than theirs. That's right. In addition to the Tower Master of Xiaofan's dimension, 2 elders also came out. They all nodded and smiled. At this moment, a middle-aged Yao warrior said with shame. The reason why I could find the exit and successfully break out of the encirclement was not because of good luck. I'm ashamed, it was Xiaofan who helped me find the exit, Xiaofan. The Tower Master was stunned. Yes. It's Xiaofan. In an instant, a few Yao warriors shouted in unison. It's all thanks to Xiaofan's help. Otherwise, who knows when we would have been able to come out. Not only did Xiaofan help me find the exit, he also helped me kill a few experts of the wrong dimension. A heavily injured Yao warrior said with lingering fear as he reminisced about the past. At that time, I was surrounded by a total of 9 strong enemies and was bullied. In the end, Xiaofan was like a god who descended from the heavens and instantly killed the 9 strong enemies, allowing me to escape unscathed. What? The Tower Master was shocked. How is that possible? He killed 9 people in an instant? You should know that the weakest Yao warrior of the wrong dimension is at least at the formation realm of true Qi. What is Xiaofan's cultivation level? He is only at the expanded aperture realm. Did he use a demonic technique? However, at this time, about 40,000 meters to the east, a middle-aged man wearing a scaled battle robe and a helmet walked with his hands behind his back. His expression was extremely arrogant as he looked down at the heavens. Every pore and cell in his body emitted an aura of death. With every step he took, the heavens seemed to tremble. His every move seemed to instill an instinctive fear in people. Between his eyebrows, there was the same faint red mark as the Tower Master. Behind the middle-aged man in the scaled battle robe, there were more than 10 old men following closely. All of them were extremely arrogant. Among them, there were 3 old men with faint red marks between their eyebrows. Roan? Xiaofan was slightly shocked. He immediately stuck out his tongue and licked his lips. Damn, in this hallucinatory demonic palace, I might be able to contend with that Roan. Instead of leaving the hallucinatory demonic palace to face the undefeatable Roan, I might as well go big. Chapter 430. Xiaofan was like a fish in water when he cultivated the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique in the hallucinatory demonic palace. His mental power advanced by leaps and bounds. Originally, the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique was extremely difficult to cultivate. He had to constantly refresh the upper limit of his mental power. This was the foundation of cultivating this strange technique. But raising mental power was extremely slow. It was even hundreds or thousands of times harder than raising his true Qi or exploding his acupoints. If he didn't leave the plane and didn't encounter the endless hallucinatory demonic realm in the universe, Xiaofan definitely wouldn't be able to liquefy his mental power and complete the 14th spiritual finger technique in such a short period of time. But now, Xiaofan's mental power was incomparably strong. A boundless belief of victory was born in his heart. Scanning with his mental power, he discovered that Roan was leading over 10 elders to search for the exit in the hallucinatory demonic palace. Hey, Xiaofan's mental power firmly locked onto Roan as he stuck out his tongue and licked his lips. What realm is Roan at? Level 10 True Qi, Celestial Eye Realm. 101 true acupoints opened in his entire body. He successfully opened the celestial eye and absorbed some celestial qi to cleanse his body. With his cultivation, he should be called a half-immortal, above mortals. Moreover, the multiple times he expanded his acupoints and talismans must be extremely exaggerated. It's not something that the Tower Master of my plane can compare to. If this kind of person was outside the hallucinatory demonic palace, he could crush me with one finger. But, in the hallucinatory demonic palace, I still have a chance. If we don't get rid of this Roan, to our plane, he'll be a great calamity, Xiaofan stood up and slowly moved towards Rong's location. Moreover, his mental power was highly concentrated. Within the 50,000-meter area. Any movement of the grass in the wind. They were all locked onto by Xiaofan. Rong is very strong. He's many times stronger than the tower master of my plane. To kill Rong is definitely not an easy matter. Xiaofan was also calculating in his heart. I must have enough confidence to attack Rong. Otherwise, not only will I alert the enemy, but I might also be countered by him. Although Xiaofan had killing intent towards Rong, he definitely wouldn't act rashly. This is the second day we entered the hallucinatory demonic palace. The danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm is 10 times that of the first day. Tomorrow, it will be 20 times, and the day after that, it will be 30 times. As the hallucinatory demonic realm becomes more and more dangerous day by day, I'm afraid that Rong Yi will find it more and more difficult every day, right? Suddenly, an idea flashed through Xiaofan's mind, and a few ideas and schemes quickly formed. In other words, I have to kill all of them. The longer they stayed in the demonic hallucination palace, the smaller Rong's advantage would be. And the more confident I am in killing him. In other words, I must do my best to prevent Rong from finding the exit and prevent him from leaving the hallucinatory demonic palace. At the same time, stall for time with him. Xiaofan had come up with a perfect plan to deal with Rong. At this time, Rong had already wandered around the demonic hallucination palace for a day and a night. However, his luck wasn't good, and he didn't find the exit. On this day, Rong Yi also met up with the 14 elders under him. Among them, 3 had opened the heaven's eye and were the powerful first elders. A group of people strolled leisurely on a main road. TSK. Lord Rong, as expected, the density of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace has increased by 10 times today, and the danger level has correspondingly increased by 10 times. An elder said with a relaxed smile. However, even with this level of hallucinatory demonic realm, it is still very easy for us to deal with. Our hearts are invulnerable, and we won't fall into a demonic state. It's not just us old antiques. Any hero in our plane can deal with this level of hallucinatory demonic land. In comparison, those fellows from that trash plane, I'm afraid, from today onwards, they'll suffer a lot. They'll succumb to the demons and die one after another, another elder said with a chuckle. Such a weak plane, and they dare to wander around in the vast universe, they are simply overestimating themselves. The genius zone is not a place that any random cat or dog has the qualifications to covet. Yet another elder said with a face full of disdain. Don't be complacent. Rong Yi said coldly. Let's find the exit as soon as possible. Every day we stay in the demonic palace is an additional portion of danger. Yesterday, this seat's mental undulations could still cover a range of 20,000 meters. But today, it can merely cover a range of 10,000 meters. Can't say that these denser hallucinatory demonic realms have no effect on us in the slightest. By tomorrow, I'm afraid that this seat's mental undulations will only be able to extend out several thousand meters. Right, Lord Rong, finding the exit is of utmost importance. Several elders hurriedly concurred. I believe that we can find the exit successfully. 1,000 exits, less than 100 were used yesterday. There are a full 900 or so left. I don't believe that with such a high probability, we still can't find it. It's nothing more than our luck being a little bad for the time being. An elder said with a relaxed smile. My mental undulations can also cover around 2,000 meters. Within 2,000 meters, as long as there's an exit, it can't escape my mental scan. Alright, enough nonsense. How about this, split up and search, Rong Yi ordered. Yes, Lord Rong. In the next instant, Rong Yi and these elders split into 4 small teams, respectively carrying out a carpet search from north, south, east, and west. Oh. Split up? Xiaofan's footsteps paused. But it's no problem. My mental power's scanning range is 50,000 meters. It's enough to perfectly monitor them. Half an hour later, damn it. Suddenly, Xiaofan's mental undulations swept out. He discovered that Rong Yi and the three elders were approaching a courtyard about 5,000 meters away from them. In that courtyard, there was an exit. This exit is 5,000 meters away from Rong Yi. I don't know if Rong Yi's mental undulations can detect it. Xiaofan felt slightly nervous. We must not let Rong Yi teleport out. Otherwise, it will become a disaster. In the blink of an eye, Xiaofan's flesh shook. The blood and qi in his body surged, his meridians thundered, and his bones exploded one after another. He unleashed his speed and madly flew towards the exit. That exit was about 30,000 meters away from Xiaofan. In this devil palace, once true qi was activated to fly, it would trigger the maze. One could only jump and run with the strength of one's flesh. Fortunately, Xiaofan's flesh was as strong as an ancient savage beast. He madly ran. Although he couldn't teleport. But his speed was definitely not slow. Found an exit. Rong Yi's eyes lit up and his voice became hoarse. 5,000 meters to the west, there is a courtyard with an exit. Go. Let's go. Congratulations Lord Rong for finding the exit. The three elders shouted at him in unison. Very quickly, the four of them exerted their strength and quickly moved towards the exit. As expected, Rong Yi and the others began to run, getting closer and closer to the exit. Rong Yi's mental undulations have already scanned the exit. Xiaofan's feet moved like the wind, trampling on the ground, making a rumbling sound and filling the sky with dust. Now, it was up to Rong Yi and Xiaofan to reach the exit first. Rong Yi was 3,000 meters away from the exit. Xiaofan was 10,000 meters away from the exit. Rong Yi was 2,000 meters away from the exit. Xiaofan was 5,000 meters away from the exit. In terms of running speed, Xiaofan was still much faster than Rong Yi. This also became a great asset for Xiaofan to deal with Rong Yi. In the blink of an eye, when Rong Yi was 1,000 meters away from the exit, Xiaofan had already reached the courtyard where the exit was hidden. Ancient giant, come out, there was no time to lose. Xiaofan directly released an ancient giant from the despair demon compound. Xiaofan, what's the situation? When the ancient giant came out, he was confused and asked a series of questions. Don't worry so much. This is the exit. You should leave the hallucination demon palace first. After saying that, Xiaofan did not allow any explanation. He directly grabbed the ancient giant and threw him towards the exit. Xiao, the ancient giant did not even have time to react before he disappeared from the hallucination demon palace. The spatial teleportation door thus disappeared. Hoo hee hee, Rong Yi almost found this exit. So dangerous. Xiaofan let out a long sigh of relief. Then, he formed a seal with his hands and directly broke this quiet and elegant courtyard into many hallucination demon realms. He swallowed them into his sea of consciousness like a whale and refined them completely. At the same time, Xiaofan madly ran in the opposite direction of Rong Yi. There are still a few hundred meters before we reach the exit. Rong Yi laughed happily. Then, he turned his head and said to the elder who followed him. I will teleport out first. You guys hurry up and find the exit. No matter, there are still hundreds of exits. We will find it eventually. Yes, Lord Rong does not need to worry about us. The three elders were also very optimistic. At this time. What? Rong Yi's madly running footsteps suddenly stopped. His cheerful expression instantly turned into a violent storm. Damn it! That exit disappeared. That exit actually disappeared. Someone was one step ahead of us and entered the exit. Damn it! As he roared, Rong Yi suddenly released his spiritual force. Eh. There is a young man from the trash plane running madly. In the surrounding few thousand meters, I only found that young man. His running speed is very fast. A young man from the trash plane? The three elders said in unison. Lord Rong, let's chase after him. Chase? Rong Yi clenched his teeth, but his face was also filled with disappointment. Chase what chase? That kid's true chi cultivation seems to be a mess, but his physical body is not bad. We may not be able to catch up if he runs. Moreover, the disappearance of that exit seems to have nothing to do with him. Someone else was teleported out through that exit. Forget it, let's continue to look for the next exit. Humph. I have already remembered that young man's appearance. Once I see him, I will immediately kill him. Turn him into ashes. Xiaofan madly ran with large strides, but his spiritual force spread out like a spider web, closely observing the situation in the area of 50,000 meters. Hehe, just now was the first time this young master fought with that Rong Yi and made him suffer. Not bad, not bad. Xiaofan could not help but laugh. Humph. With this young master here, don't even think about finding the exit. This young master will keep an eye on you. Suddenly, Xiaofan discovered something. 10,000 meters to the north, two groups of demons from Rong Ye's plane were approaching a house at the same time. There was an exit in the house. Among these two groups of people, there were two elders under Rong Yi, super experts who had opened the heaven's eye between their brows. Xiaofan did not hesitate and directly ran towards the house that contained the exit. Boom! The ancient giant Yan Qi from Xiaofan's plane blasted out a fist. The fist force was like a volcanic eruption, causing the surrounding space to explode and forcing a few enemies to retreat. At this moment, Yan Qi was surrounded by a total of 34 8th-level True Qi Realm Talisman Formation Realm experts. Although Yan Qi was a 9th-level True Qi Realm expert, he did not have the slightest advantage when facing dozens of powerful enemies. Instead, he was forced to retreat continuously and his body was hit a few times. Roar! When the tiger falls on the plain, it will be bullied by the dogs. I am a dignified ancient giant with a cultivation of 9th-level True Qi Realm, but I am actually surrounded by a group of 8th-level True Qi Realm experts. Yan Qi's face was covered in blood. Trash! A demon warrior from Rong Ye's plane stepped forward with a face full of disdain. You can be considered a top expert in your plane, right? 9th-level True Qi Realm. Heh, but in our plane, you are only average. Alright, prepare to die. Killing a 9th-level True Qi Realm expert like you will be considered a great achievement. As he spoke, the 34 8th-level True Qi Realm experts spread out in a fan shape. All of them were preparing their ultimate killing technique and surrounded Yan Qi like a hawk hunting a rabbit. In fact, among these 34 8th-level True Qi Realm experts, a few of them had expanded their meridians by a few hundred times. Their foundations were many times stronger than when Yan Qi first expanded his meridians. Therefore, even though he had the advantage in terms of cultivation base, Yan Qi would not be able to win in a real battle, let alone in a situation where he was outnumbered. It seems that fighting head-on will not bode well for me. Moreover, once my injuries are too severe, I will not be able to withstand the hallucinatory demonic realm and might even be possessed by the devil. Forget it, there is an exit 1,000 meters ahead. I should just go straight for it. Let's teleport out first. Get lost. As soon as he thought of this, Yan Qi's True Qi exploded from his body. Countless True Qi dragons shot out from the true meridians on his body and attacked the 34 8th-level True Qi Realm experts. In the next moment, Yan Qi was already sprinting toward the exit in front of him as fast as he could. Bang! 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 The 34 8th-level True Qi Realm experts dispersed Yan Qi's True Qi attack and started barking. Go after him. We must kill this guy. A slender young man with a white cloth wrapped around his head slowly walked out. I can sense it with my mental strength. There is an exit 1,000 meters ahead. That guy must be trying to use the exit to escape. We must not let him succeed. Let's go after him. Also, I noticed that a few elders are rushing over. They must have found the exit as well. Whoosh whoosh, 2 elders with a faint red mark on their foreheads were running in the direction of Yan Qi's escape at an extremely fast speed. There are dozens of people in front of us. They are the devil warriors from our realm. They are chasing after a devil warrior from that rubbish realm. There is an exit in the direction where the devil warrior from that rubbish realm is running, one of the elders said indifferently. Go after them. A bloodthirsty look flashed past the other elder's eyes. Yan Qi ran for his life. We're almost at the exit. Faster. Faster. Yan Qi's face was twisted. His physical body was not very strong, so his running speed was not very fast. Ha 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 ha, trash, you have nowhere to run. Ha ha ha. The voices of the pursuers could be heard from behind. **T. This group of trash's running speed actually surpassed mine. If I could use my true chi to fly, I would have left them in the dust. Yan Qi's heart sank. No. I, Yan Qi, am an ancient giant. I will not die here. Yan Qi's eyes were bleeding. At that moment, whoosh, Yan Qi's vision blurred. A figure appeared in front of him and blocked his way. Who? Yan Qi's mind was on the verge of collapsing. He looked up and saw that the person blocking his way was the young man, Xiaofan. Oh. Ancient giant Yan Qi, who are you being chased by? Xiaofan asked with a half-smile. Xiaofan. Get lost. Yan Qi bared his teeth and roared. To be continued. Chapter 431. Looking at Yan Qi, who was running for his life, Xiaofan felt a slight sense of satisfaction. He shook his head and laughed. Yan Qi, weren't you very arrogant before? You used to be able to summon the wind and rain, but now you're running like a stray dog. Ha ha ha. That's right, there's an exit in front. Are you trying to get rid of your enemies and teleport out? What? You. Xiaofan. You've also discovered the exit in front? Yan Qi's expression froze for a moment before he screamed hysterically. Xiaofan, let me give you a piece of advice. I was the one who found the exit first. If you dare to snatch it, don't blame me for being impolite. Hearing this, Xiaofan's killing intent surged. However, he quickly suppressed it. Forget it. You're one of the most powerful figures in our plane. You might be able to gain something by exploring the genius zone. Seeing that we're from the same plane, I, Xiaofan, will not argue with you. Consider it as repaying evil with good. Get lost. What are you blabbering about? Yan Qi was furious. At this moment, you can't run. Ha ha ha. Another piece of trash. Ha ha ha. Expanded aperture realm? Expanded aperture realm? Ha ha ha. I'll kill both of them. Behind him, the 34 8th level true energy formation realm cultivators had already caught up. It's over. Yan Qi's heart turned cold. To think that I, Yan Qi, a hero, would die in the hands of a bunch of 8th level true energy trash. In the blink of an eye, the liquid spiritual planet in Xiaohan's sea of consciousness expanded. Boom boom boom, the hallucinatory demonic realm that blotted out the sky and covered the earth came crashing down from all directions like a tide. It bombarded the 34 8th level true energy formation realm cultivators. Ah! The 34 8th level true energy formation realm cultivators. All of them let out miserable cries like pigs being slaughtered. They wailed at the top of their lungs. Bang! 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 In an instant, the heads of 34 8th level true chi formation realm cultivators all exploded. Their bodies exploded and they died on the ground. The thick stench of blood covered the sky and covered the earth. Ha 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 ha, Xiaofan, Yan Qi's eyes bulged out. He stared at Xiaofan as if he had seen a ghost. Alright, let's hurry to the exit. There are already 2 elders from the Rong plane chasing after us. Xiaofan said indifferently. If you want to live, then hurry up and rush to the exit. With that, Xiaofan turned around and ran away. Yan Qi shook his head in disbelief, then ran for his life towards the exit. The 2 elders who were in hot pursuit suddenly let out a sharp roar. Their tone was filled with resentment and resentment. Dead. A total of 34 true Qi level 8 demon heroes, in our plane. A wave of geniuses from the devil hero realm had all died. Roar. The exit had also disappeared. By that guy from the trash plane. You snatched the exit and killed our plane's genius hero. Unforgivable. Such a weak plane gave birth to the evil heroes, all of them as lowly as beasts. Only we can kill them, they can never kill our people. This was treason and heresy. This is the injustice of the heavens. Was it done by that 9th level true energy cultivator? But, that can't be right. Just now, that 9th level true energy cultivator was being chased by our evil heroes and was running for his life. He definitely doesn't have the ability to kill our people, and it's impossible for him to instantly kill 34 of our people. Xiao, the 2 elders released their mental power at the same time. There's a young man. My mental power detected that there's a young man from the trash plane running quickly in front of us. His physical strength is extremely strong and his running speed is extremely fast. Could it be this young man? However, his true Qi cultivation is only at the expanded aperture realm. This is strange. Forget it, since the exit has disappeared, we will find Lord Rong and report this matter to him. Let him make a decision. A female swordsman from Xiaohan's dimension was walking slowly in a narrow alley. She seemed to be struggling to take even a single step. Her face was pale and her breathing was rapid. Her beautiful face was extremely tense at this moment. Hallucinatory demonic realm. Today's hallucinatory demonic realm is too dangerous. Even though I tried my best to guard my mind, but there were a few times where I almost fell into a trance. My life and death was hanging by a thread. The corner of her mouth pulled into a bitter smile. It seems that finding the exit is just wishful thinking for me. At this moment, Xiao, a person rushed up from behind and grabbed the female evil hero's smooth and soft hand, directly dragging her towards the narrow alley. Yeah. The female evil hero's body shook violently. Because her mind was completely focused on resisting the hallucinatory demonic realm, she didn't even notice that someone was approaching her. She was shocked and turned her head to look, only to discover that the person who grabbed her was Xiaofan. Phew, Xiaofan, so it's you. You scared me to death. I thought. At this moment, the female evil hero finally reacted. Her hand was tightly held by Xiaofan, and she said with slight anger. Xiaofan, on the verge of death, you. What are you doing? Have you found the exit? Exit? Xiaofan smiled mysteriously. You come with me. With that, Xiaofan dragged the woman into a courtyard. In the middle of the courtyard, there was a space teleportation portal. The exit is here. Xiaofan smiled brightly and then pushed the female evil hero into the exit. I've ruined another good thing for those fellows. Seeing the door disappear, Xiaofan leaped out of the courtyard and ran far away. Not long after Xiaofan left, a few of Rong's subordinates elders rushed into the courtyard in anger. Damn it! We were actually one step ahead of us. Damn it! It's that evil hero from the trash plane who snatched our exit. It seems like a young man at the expansion point realm. Wait a moment. Another elder's expression was cold. Just now, I released my mental energy and indeed found a young man. His running speed was extremely fast, and he seemed to have run out of this courtyard, dusk. The exit has been discovered 5,000 meters ahead. Rong ran at a high speed, and an expression of determination appeared on his face. However, what? Someone got ahead of us again. Damn it! I have already surveyed the area previously. There were no other evil heroes nearby. Why did one suddenly appear? Damn it! Tear him into pieces. Rong was enraged. His body shook. A large area of space collapsed and was destroyed. His mental energy swept across. It's that kid again. His true chi cultivation is a mess, but his physical body is not bad, and his running speed is as fast as a laser. It's him again. Strange, something is very strange. Kid, stay here for me. Suddenly, the true chi in Rong's body surged. Immortal chi gushed out from his body, and his right hand grabbed at the air. In an instant, with Rong as the center, a large area suddenly seemed to be covered by a layer of shadow. Huge panic shrouded everything. At this moment, the space around him began to fluctuate, as though there was an earthquake. One after another, the space was distorted. Even the hallucinatory demonic realm that filled the air. Everything was distorted, twisted, and collapsed. Just now, Xiaofan found an evil hero from his own plane in advance, and before Rong, he used the exit to help the evil hero from his plane escape. Xiaofan was proud of himself, and ran away. He did not expect that Rong actually saw the clues, and attacked Xiaofan with a thunderous attack. Xiaofan and Rong were separated by thousands of meters. In this demon palace, the hallucinatory demonic realm and all kinds of mazes, space laws, and time laws coexisted, so that anyone's ultimate attack would be greatly weakened. But what Xiaofan did not expect was that with a thought, Rong's killer move enveloped him, shaking Xiaofan so much that his bones were about to crack, and the spiritual power star in his brain and sea of consciousness almost shattered. Amazing! Xiaofan secretly exclaimed. He steadied his mind, and the spiritual power star in his sea of consciousness surged wildly. In an instant, above Xiaofan's head, the densely packed hallucinatory demonic realm gathered, forming a huge funnel-shaped vortex. Boom! In the blink of an eye, Rong's terrifying giant hand had already killed through the air. Rumble! Rumble! The sound of the star disintegrating was endless. That terrifying giant hand was formed purely from true energy, and there were even yellow reverse scales growing on it. It locked onto Xiaofan, and attacked. The moment it clenched its fist, its 5 fingers opened, and in a thousandth of an instant, it had already transformed into millions of hand seals, forming at least tens of thousands of martial arts in the void, the life-slaying technique. At the critical moment, the hallucinatory demonic realm vortex above Xiaofan's head suddenly wrapped around the terrifying giant hand. All kinds of illusions appeared and disappeared, and the terrifying giant hand's attack was actually delayed for a few breaths. Boom! Xiaofan took a deep breath, and with a stomp of his feet, he had already jumped out dozens of zhang like a star, and with 2 or 3 jumps, he was already far away. Motherf ****. Really strange. Not only is his flesh shell strong, but his spiritual power has also been cultivated to the pinnacle. He can actually vaguely control the hallucinatory demonic realm. That trash plane actually produced such a young man. Rong retracted his giant hand, his face was hazy, and his killing intent was soaring, to actually repeatedly ruin this seat's plans. This person must die. At the same time, Xiaofan had already madly sprinted 10,000 meters away, and then he stood against the wall, slightly bent over, and panted non-stop. Too powerful, as expected of the leader of a powerful plane. In the hallucinatory demonic palace, he was able to release such an attack, and almost killed me. If it was outside, I'm afraid that just a breath of air from him would be enough to shatter my bones. No, I must once again cultivate the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique, strengthen my spiritual power, and make a breakthrough. Perhaps only then will I have the ability to completely contend with him. Late at night. Rong had his hands behind his back, and with a cold expression, he stood proudly in the courtyard of an exquisite house. Beside him, there were more than 10 elder-level subordinates, and close to 100 demon warriors. Lord Rong, it is a young man from the Trash Plane, with the cultivation of expanded aperture realm. He is suspected to have instantly killed 34 of our plane's talisman realm demon warriors, and also snatched the exit that we locked onto. An elder said angrily. Yes, Lord Rong, it is a young man with an extremely trashy chi cultivation, who snatched the exit that should have belonged to us. Another elder reported. Humph. It's him. Spoiling this seat's plans twice in a row. If not for this brat, this seat would have long left this damned hallucinatory demonic palace. Rong's expression was extremely ugly. Lord Rong, along the way, we found many corpses, and all of them were the demon warriors of our plane. In that case, it must have been done by that little bastard. A demon warrior's eyes were filled with resentment. That little bastard is the instigator of all this. Rong's killing intent soared to the heavens. From tomorrow onwards, work together to kill that little bastard. We must exterminate him. Yes. Lord Rong. To be continued. Chapter 432. Late at night. Inside the hallucinatory Fiend Palace. Rong gathered more than a dozen elders and close to 100 fiends. At this moment, all of them were flustered and exasperated, gnashing their teeth and cursing Xiaofan viciously. Now, Xiaofan wreaked havoc in the Fiend Palace, causing them to suffer setbacks again and again. Furthermore, he assassinated a large number of fiends from the Rong plane. This matter was already as clear as day, completely exposed, and there was no longer any suspicion. If not for that little bastard, our plane would continuously obtain exits, and many people would be able to leave this hallucinatory Fiend Palace. Damn it! That little bastard must die. No one in the world could save him. Even if he leaves the Fiend Palace and reaches the outside, we must also blast him into dregs, an elder roared, blowing his beard and glaring. The other elder also sighed endlessly with regret. Heavy losses. Lord Rong, we suffered heavy losses this time. Who knows how many fiends were assassinated by that little bastard? The fiends who died were all geniuses of our plane. One death is an irreparable loss, and now, sigh. If these geniuses died in the genius zone, we also have nothing to say. But now, they actually fell at the hands of a little bastard from a trash plane. Wasting the zither and burning the crane, just thinking about it makes people stomp with rage. Enough. All stop jabbering. Rong's expression was dark as water. Saying this already has no use. Right now, the most important thing is to capture that brat and torture him to death. But Rong's tone changed. Wanting to kill that little bastard is also not that easy. After a pause, Rong continued. Inside this hallucinatory Fiend Palace, not only is it filled with endless hallucinatory fiend realms, but also drifts with time laws. Space laws. Setting up a profound maze. Once using true chi to fly. One will fall into the maze, unable to move forward. Hence, one can only use pure flesh shell strength to control the 4 limbs to carry out running and jumping. And that little bastard just happens to be blessed by heaven in terms of flesh shell cultivation, making him in the Fiend Palace. His running speed is much faster than ours, making us unable to catch him. Furthermore, his mental strength is extremely terrifying, able to borrow the hallucinatory fiend realms to launch attacks on our people, causing our people to become bedeviled, self-destructing and dying. With that said, the elders and many fiends present all held their breaths. Yes, he would kill Xiaofan outside. It could be said to be effortless, but in the hallucinatory demon palace, it really wasn't that easy to hunt them down. Master Rong, how should we deal with that little bastard? An elder asked in a low voice. Rome fell into deep thought. Dozens of breaths later, right now, gather up all of our men scattered throughout the demon palace and inform them of the young man's physical characteristics. Then, as soon as that kid reveals his whereabouts, we will lock onto his approximate position and set up an encirclement, surrounding him in the center. Our people will slowly shrink the encirclement, and finally, we will intercept him. Remember, that little bastard can make use of the hallucinatory demonic realm to kill with a borrowed knife. Hence, the moment you see him, attack him immediately. Don't waste time with him and don't give him the chance to use the hallucinatory demonic realm. Next, with the elders as the leaders, lead the many demons and split them into several small teams to surround and kill that little bastard. Although that little bastard's mental strength is strong, when he meets the elders of our plane, they definitely won't be able to instantly turn an elder into a demon. His true chi cultivation is very weak. As long as we give him a few breaths of time, we can crush him to pieces. Yes, Master Rong. Also. Rong's eyes flickered with a sinister light. According to the information we have, that little bastard has been helping the demons of his plane to escape. After he finds the exit, he won't go out himself. Instead, he will help the trash demons of his plane to leave. Hence, this guy's personality must be very philanthropic and self-righteous. He thinks he's the savior. From tomorrow onwards, in the hallucinatory demon palace, we will capture the demons of his plane alive. Then, we will use them as bait to lure the snake out of its hole. With caution, we will make that little bastard fall into our trap. Master Rong, good plan. In short, temporarily slow down the progress of finding the exit and eradicate that little bastard first. Otherwise, we won't be able to eat well and sleep well, Rong said coldly. Yes. Alright, now go find our men and gather them. Rong waved his hand. Under the cold moonlight, Xiaofan strolled on a large road. Xiaofan didn't forget to eat and sleep to cultivate the extermination heaven-decimating earth mental technique. Currently, the hallucinatory demon realm in the hallucinatory demon palace was no longer of much help to the breakthrough of his cultivation technique. I must wait until tomorrow. Once I wait until tomorrow, the density and danger level of the hallucinatory demon realm will increase by another 10 times. After I absorb and refine it, the liquid spiritual power star in my sea of consciousness will be nourished again and undergo a transformation. However, although Xiaofan gave up on cultivating, he still spread out his mental fluctuation, enveloping an area of 50,000 meters, and quietly observed the changes. Presumably, that Rong has already discovered me. I have continuously ruined their plans. They must want to kill me as soon as possible, right? And there are still 803 exits, not bad. No need to rush. Xiaofan nodded slightly. After a few breaths, Xiaofan shook his head. Let's not worry about this first. Let's cultivate. Today, I must complete the 15th spirit finger incantation. With a thought, Xiaofan formed a seal with both of his hands and pulled fiercely. The nearby houses and dozens of courtyards were directly decomposed into rays of light and shot into his brain. Puff! The liquid spirit power miniature planet in his brain was like a glutton encountering delicious food, frantically refining and absorbing the hallucinatory demon realm that Xiaofan absorbed into his sea of consciousness. Suddenly, Xiaofan's whole body trembled and his spirit was roused. His limbs and bones felt extremely comfortable. He no longer hesitated and continuously refined the hallucinatory demon realm in the demon palace. His spirit power was rising steadily. After completing the 14th spirit finger incantation yesterday, his spirit power had been stagnant. Today, it once again advanced by leaps and bounds. It was unstoppable. This also made Xiaofan even more aware that cultivating the extinguishing heaven-decimating earth spirit technique in this hallucinatory demon palace was simply a match made in heaven. At the center of the demon palace, an extremely dense and tyrannical area of the hallucinatory demon realm. In a plaza. Xiaofan sat cross-legged, his eyes focused on his nose and his nose focused on his heart. With no one around him, his hands continuously formed seals. All kinds of profound and cryptic hand gestures were like fleeting shadows, shuttling back and forth. Xiaofan was currently crazily practicing the 15th spirit finger incantation. At the same time, all the buildings around the plaza were decomposed. A large area of space was completely swallowed by Xiaofan and refined into his sea of consciousness. A blazing spirit power halo bloomed behind Xiaofan's head, emitting an immortal spirit light. In Xiaofan's sea of consciousness, there seemed to be an incomparably huge ancient ferocious beast hiding and breathing. It specialized in swallowing these hallucinatory demon realms. Like a kunpeng breathing in and out. Swallowing the long river and spitting out the sea. Imposing and majestic. 2 hours later. Following the completion of the last hand gesture of the 15th spirit finger incantation, the liquid spirit power star in Xiaofan's sea of consciousness expanded, its volume explosively doubling. Xiaofan opened both his eyes. He only felt that the entire world seemed to have a higher level, brighter and brighter. His state of mind was like the blazing sun and fire, clear and boundless, without a speck of dust and dirt. The 15th spirit finger incantation, I've finally mastered it. Xiaofan smiled slightly. At this time, Xiaofan once again released his spirit wave. Oh! It can detect any movement within a range of 80,000 meters. Xiaofan slightly paused, then immediately nodded his head repeatedly. My spirit power has become increasingly powerful. At the same time, 5,000 kilometers to the east, there are dozens of fellows from the Rhone plain slowly approaching me. Approximately 10,000 meters to the west, there are also hundreds of demons from the Rhone plain probing in my direction. South? Rhone? That Rhone plain is approximately 2,000 meters to the south, leading dozens of elders towards my direction. North? In the north, there are no less than 5 elders who have opened their heaven's eye, leading hundreds of demons over. TSK, this group of people in the north is not even 1,000 meters away from me. North, south, east, and west, hundreds of people are surrounding me. Xiaofan stood up and slightly frowned. I've been surrounded? To be continued. Chapter 433. Just as Xiaofan entered the state of no man and no me, concentrating on cultivating the destroying heavens decimating earth mental technique, Rong had already led the demon hero troops from his dimension to conduct a carpet search of the entire hallucinatory demon palace, intending to capture Xiaofan. Lord Rong, last night, we gathered hundreds of evil heroes and began a major search this morning. From the 4 directions of the demonic palace, we encircled and intercepted. Everyone released their mental waves and did their best to search for that trash plains youth. A evil hero stood respectfully in front of Rong. However, Lord Rong, today, the density and danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace has increased by 10 times, causing the range of our mental search to be compressed and suppressed. To find that little bastard, I'm afraid it will take a lot of time, yes. Rong's face was cold and stiff. From today's situation, although the hallucinatory demonic realm in the demonic palace is not enough to cause our plains people to be bedeviled, it has already greatly interfered with our mental senses. Even my mental waves have been suppressed to a range of 4,000 meters. However, that little bastard must be eliminated. He has assassinated many of our people. The debt of blood is monstrous, we must capture him. Yes, Lord Rong. At this moment. Roar. Rong let out a bestial roar. His indifferent expression suddenly became fiery, the muscles at the corner of his eyes twitched wildly, his eyes filled with killing intent. My mental waves have sensed that little bastard. He is about 2,000 meters away from me. Surround him. Shrink the encirclement. Immediately inform the other groups of the boy's location. Quickly. Yes. Yes, Lord Rong. Xiao. Suddenly, the few evil heroes under Rong took off and dashed in several directions, wanting to inform the other groups of Xiaofan's location. Boom boom boom, Rong spread his legs. He crazily trampled on the ground, his footsteps rolling like thunder, rushing towards Xiaofan's location. Behind Rong were more than 10 elders. More than 100 evil heroes were aggressive. Murderous intent surged. At this moment, Xiaofan stood in the middle of a square, his mental waves spreading out like a fishing net, enveloping an area of 80,000 meters. Naturally, Xiaofan knew the few groups of people under Rong like the back of his hand. Rong has already led his troops and is madly rushing in my direction. Xiaofan's eyes were as bright as a candle. Meanwhile, his spirit wave swept in several other directions. Apart from Rong, in the north, there are 5 elder-level experts who have opened their heavenly eyes leading hundreds of fiendish heroes. He's less than 1,000 meters away from me, and he seems to have locked on to my position as well, and is also rushing over. Xiaofan could already feel the burning killing intent of these two groups of people. The troops led by Rong quickly approached Xiaofan, the distance between them and Xiaofan. Another 1,000 meters or so. The 5 elders, who had opened their heaven eyes, were about 500 meters away from Xiaofan with their men. However, Xiaofan's body did not move at all. In the time it took for a spark to fly off a flint, he made the most accurate judgment and calculation. There are dozens of people from the Rong plain in the east, and they are 5,000 meters away from me. There are also hundreds of enemies in the west, and they are 10,000 meters away from me. They haven't discovered me yet. I won't clash with Rong head-on for now. Break out of the siege. Choose a weaker direction and break through. I'll go to the east. There are only dozens of enemies in the east, and the ones leading them are a few elders. None of them have opened their heaven eyes, so their overall strength should be the weakest. I'll choose the east to break through. Suddenly, Xiaofan's heart surged with lofty aspirations. Good. Such a powerful plane has sent out hundreds of elites, led by the leader of this plane, to surround and kill me. Such a powerful lineup is enough to take down my plane's fiendish hero pagoda, right? To actually send out such a group to deal with me, Xiaofan. They've really given me, Xiaofan, enough face. Good, since you want to play, I, Xiaofan, will play with you to the end. After completing the 15th spirit finger technique, Xiaofan's confidence swelled to the limit, and a kind of invincible ambition that dared to compete with the heavens was born in his heart. Roar! Xiaofan let out a hearty roar, and the strength of his entire body surged. His bones and blood burst out with the sound of metal colliding. In an instant, Xiaofan pushed the strength of his body to the limit, and his life potential rose to its heart's content. Boom! Xiaofan ran east at top speed. Dong 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 dong, to the south of Xiaofan. Rong led his troops and ran like a group of ferocious beasts, vowing to catch Xiaofan and chop him into pieces. However, damn it! I've been discovered by that brat, and he's actually running away. Rong coldly howled. So fast. That little bastard's running speed is too fast. Moreover, the density and danger level of the hallucinatory demonic realm in Devil Palace today is 10 times higher than yesterday, causing me to be unable to accurately kill him through the air. Unless I can get within 200 to 500 meters. Rong made an effective assessment in his heart. As long as I maintain a distance of 500 meters from that little bastard, I have the confidence to kill or capture him through the air, but 1,500 meters. 2,000 meters. 3,000 meters, the distance between me and him is getting further and further. Roar! Rong let out a mournful roar, and this voice was filled with unwillingness and resentment. Not only am I unable to effectively get closer to him, but the distance between us is getting further and further. Damn it! Lord Rong, that little bastard's spiritual fluctuation and sensing range is indeed very large. It seems that his spiritual power is even more terrifying than what we imagined. An elder ran up from behind. Lord Rong, if you take a closer look, you'll notice that the little bastard's life force is very young. He's not even 40 years old. It's almost impossible for him to be able to cultivate such an outrageous mental power. Could it be that he cultivates an immortal art-level mental power cultivation technique? Or perhaps, he has a heaven-defying spiritual treasure on him? Humph. Whether it's an immortal art spiritual power technique or a heaven-defying spiritual treasure, they're all rare treasures in this world. Don't relax and give up. Directly catch him. Chase. Rong raised his physical speed to the limit. However, after a little less than an hour, Rong's figure. A slight pause, and then, boom, the surrounding void collapsed, and Rong was burning with rage. He's already more than 4,000 meters away from me. My spiritual fluctuation can't even sense him for now. Damn it. In the confrontation with Xiaofan, this Rong, once again suffered a setback. At the same time, in the north of Xiaofan, the 5 elder-level experts who had opened their heavenly eyes led hundreds of demons to chase after Xiaofan. Originally, they were closer to Xiaofan's position than Rong. With only 500 meters left, they were all full of confidence, thinking that they would definitely be able to catch Xiaofan. Unexpectedly, Xiaofan madly ran towards the east. Along the way, the distance between them and Xiaofan was also getting further and further, simply unable to catch up with Xiaofan. In the end, Xiaofan also disappeared from the detection range of their spiritual fluctuations. Dong dong dong, Xiaofan's physical strength was long. It was endless, madly running all the way, it was simply that he had spare energy. It didn't take long for Xiaofan to completely shake off Rong and the 5 elder-level experts who had opened their heavenly eyes. When Xiaofan's spiritual fluctuation swept over Rong and the 5 elder-level experts who had opened their heavenly eyes. Seeing the appearance of beating his chest and stamping his feet, Xiaofan's heart was secretly pleased. Ha ha ha. Idiot. This daddy's spiritual fluctuation can sense an area of no less than 80,000 meters, while your spiritual fluctuations can't even reach 10,000 meters. Moreover, although this daddy's true chi cultivation is weak, the strength of my fleshly body is close to 100 million ding. When this daddy runs, you can only eat the dust behind this daddy's butt. In this hallucinatory devil palace, I really can do whatever I want. Ha 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 ha. Suddenly, Xiaofan clearly sensed that in front of him, there were no less than 10 exits. 10 exits? Xiaofan's footsteps stopped. Damn, why did so many exits suddenly appear? Moreover, these 10 exits were actually side by side. Xiaofan hurriedly rushed over. Very quickly, Xiaofan arrived under a high wall. This high wall was approximately 300 meters long, and there were no less than 10 spatial teleportation doors, which were also the exits, embedded in it. This? Xiaofan frowned and pondered. In principle, I can't leave an exit for Rong. The reason why I'm entangled with him in this devil palace is to prevent him from finding an exit to leave the devil palace. As for myself, because I need to borrow the power of the devil palace to cultivate the extinguishing heaven decimating earth mental technique, I can't go out for the time being. Now, 10 exits have suddenly appeared here. Rong will definitely discover these exits if he chases us all the way here. What if he leaves? Let eldest senior brother and the others out first, and use up a few exits. With a thought, Xiaofan released Xiao Mingchu, Luo Tianyu, and the other 2 ancient powerhouses from the Despair Demon compound. Junior brother Xiaofan, you let us out, what's the situation now? Xiao Mingchu shouted the moment he appeared. The hallucinatory devil realm here is extremely terrifying. Luo Tianyu frowned. As for the other 2 ancient powerhouses, their temperament and cultivation were inferior to Xiao Mingchu and Luo Tianyu. Thus, the moment they came out, they hugged their heads, their faces distorted and bitter as they repeatedly cried out. These hallucinatory devil realms are attacking our hearts. We can't hold on any longer. Little brother Xiaofan, what's the situation? Eldest senior brother, big brother Luo, the two ancient powerhouses, there are a total of 10 exits on the high wall in front of the four of you. Once you step through the exits, you will be able to teleport out of this hallucinatory devil palace. Once you're outside, you can rendezvous with the pagoda master. Alright, all of you enter the exit immediately. Xiaofan immediately said. Xiao Mingchu and the other three looked at the exit on the high wall and nodded. What a stable space teleportation door, this is the exit. Let's go out, everyone, go out. Xiaofan urged. Alright. Junior brother Xiaofan, let's go out together. Xiao Mingchu smiled. We stayed in junior brother Xiaofan's Demon Emperor crystal and didn't do anything, but we actually got the chance to go out. Ha ha ha. Junior brother Xiaofan, it's really good to follow you. Ha ha ha, the four swordsmen all burst into laughter. Yes, eldest senior brother, there are enough exits here. You guys go out first, I will follow closely behind. Chapter 434. Destroy the exits. What a crazy idea. In this hallucinatory magic palace that was filled with dangers and getting more and more dangerous by the day, there were only 1,000 exits. It was very limited. It could be said that every exit was very precious. The demon heroes were racking their brains to find the exits. It was impossible for them to have the idea of destroying the exits. This kind of idea was simply absurd and even a waste of God's gifts. However, there's no other way. In the nearby tens of thousands of meters, there are no demon heroes from my plane at all. I can't find a suitable candidate to consume these exits. Besides, in the past few days, the demon heroes from our plane have already been teleported out with my help. The number of demon heroes from our plane who enter the hallucinatory magic palace is small to begin with. The base number is small. In fact, there are 1,000 exits. For our plane, we don't need so many. There are still a few hundred exits left. In the end, it still benefits the demon heroes from Rong's plane, Humph. Our plane and Rong's plane have already developed enmity. They are enemies and not friends. I would rather destroy these exits than leave them to the idiots from Rong's plane. However, how do I destroy these exits? Xiaofan crossed his arms and stared at the remaining 6 exits on the high wall. After careful observation, Xiaofan found that these 6 exits were very stable. Stable? Yes, the entire hallucinatory magic palace was actually in an extremely unstable state. Every inch of space was affected by the hallucinatory magic realm. Only these exits. There was not a trace of the hallucinatory magic realm. An incomparably stable spatial teleportation power appeared. Stable? That's why the demon heroes were able to successfully teleport out. They were unscathed. That is to say, if the exit of the door becomes unstable, then the teleportation function of the exit of the door will be ineffective. A flash of inspiration flashed into Xiaofan's brain. Unstable? Then. All of a sudden. Xiaofan's mental wave twisted out like a rope and captured the densely packed hallucinatory magic realm. Then, he absorbed these hallucinatory magic realm and directly smashed it into one of the doors embedded in the high wall. Boom! The door was forcefully filled by the hallucinatory magic realm and instantly collapsed. Hew, strands of hallucinatory demonic domain rolled through the portal, turning the originally stable portal into a gap. The stable order of the portal was completely destroyed. Ha, success. Xiaofan was overjoyed. In the next moment, he continuously absorbed the hallucinatory demonic lands. The remaining 5 exits were all destroyed. It was completely and utterly destroyed. Good. It's done. After doing all this, Xiaofan continued to run towards the east, in the east. Under the leadership of the 6 elders, about 50 to 60 Yaoxians followed closely behind. Elders, did we gather our forces to deal with a cavern expansion realm youngster from that trash plane? A Yao chivalry asked with a smile. This is truly inconceivable, a mere Xian realm demon hero actually mobilized so many people. Furthermore, I heard that even our pagoda lord, Lord Rome, personally mobilized. Ha ha ha. I feel like we are making a mountain out of a molehill. Ha ha ha. As soon as he said this, the dozens of demon knights all laughed at the same time. All of you, shut up. An elder with white hair and a youthful face said with a serious expression. Do not underestimate the enemy. According to the information I have, that youngster from the trash plane is not easy to deal with. He is very tricky. It is said that many of the demon heroes in our plane have already fallen at his hands and died an unnatural death. Hiss. The large group of demon knights all sucked in cold air and looked at each other in disbelief. Oh, of course, it is not an open battle. Instead, it is an assassination using underhanded methods. It is extremely shameless. Another elder immediately explained. That little bastard isn't strong enough to face the forces of this plane head-on and pose a threat. He's just a coward who knows how to steal and steal. Everyone, just be careful. This time, we have divided our forces to encircle and annihilate that youngster. I wonder if he has already been killed. In a narrow alley hundreds of meters away from this group of people, Xiaofan sat cross-legged. He extended his spiritual power and locked onto this group of people. Since you want to encircle and kill me, then you must pay a price. Xiaofan's mouth curved into an evil smile. After completing the 15th spiritual finger gesture, I can already control the hallucinatory magic realm in a large area. I can control it as I wish. I cannot directly kill a super strong person like Rome, but killing ordinary demon knights is as easy as drinking water and eating. 6 elders, leading 5 to 60 demon knights, walked in the demon palace with big strides. All of a sudden, boom boom boom, above their heads, thunder and lightning resounded. The sky that was originally bright and sunny suddenly turned dark and gloomy. It was as if the sky had collapsed. A large area of the void almost collapsed. Wind and clouds surged. All of a sudden. Not good. Hallucinatory magic realm tide. The hallucinatory magic realm in the area of a few thousand meters all gathered. It seems to be suppressing us. Quickly guard your mind. Quickly guard your mind. An elder screamed in horror. In the blink of an eye. Rumble. The endless hallucinatory magic realm formed a tide and covered them all at once. Ah! Roar! No! The demon army is attacking the city. Thousands of demon emperors have arrived. We are finished. The incorruptible demon knight tower is finished. We are beyond redemption. In an instant, more than half of the demon knights had their minds invaded by the surging hallucinatory magic realm and broke through their souls. Their minds collapsed and they roared. The next moment, bang! 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 These demon knights. One after another. They self-exploded their heads and died. All of you, guard your mind. A few elders cried and wailed. Bang! 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 The sound of self-exploding heads sounded one after another. Very soon. Beside the few elders, there was a ground full of broken corpses. Roar! Who is playing tricks in the dark? It must be that bastard. Roar! In less than 10 breaths, except for these few elders, all the demon knights were dead. As for these few elders, the pressure on their bodies also increased sharply. Waves of hallucinatory magic realm kept attacking their cerebral cortex. Sit cross-legged. The 6 elders sat cross-legged. They formed a small circle, closed their eyes tightly, and chanted. Their temperament and spiritual power were pushed to the extreme. As expected of the elder level, Xiaofan kept absorbing the hallucinatory magic realm and attacking the 6 elders. However, for the time being, he could not make these 6 elders turn into demons. These elders are all in the celestial eye realm, but they have not opened the last true acupoint. It's just opening the heavenly eye. They should be old antiques who have lived for countless years and experienced countless birth, old age, illness, and death. Regardless of their temperament or cultivation, they are very terrifying. I can't kill them directly for the time being. Moreover, Rong is still chasing after me like a maggot in the bone. Forget it, I won't use hard and soft tactics with them for the time being. I'll find a place to complete the 16th spiritual finger gesture and fight again. Xiaofan made a prompt decision. He immediately stood up and ran towards the west. When Xiaofan was far away, the hallucinatory magic realm that enveloped the 6 elders gradually dissipated. Roar. Dead, all dead. A full dozens of geniuses died unnatural deaths like this, died without knowing why. Evil creature. Little bastard. Goddamned little bastard. Ruthless. Really ruthless. This is a death grudge. Those 6 elders looked around at the remains of the corpses on the ground. It was simply inconsolable, tragic beyond compare. Each and every one of them burst out with the anguished howls of the dew-one weeping blood ape. Tears flowed down their old faces, unable to control themselves. There were a few elders who directly cried until they fainted. West. Xiaofan used the same method to directly kill hundreds of demon knights, leaving behind a ground of broken corpses. Furthermore, he used the hallucinatory magic realm to trap several leading celestial eye realm elders and swaggered off. Xiaofan's battle results could be said to be brilliant. Rong led a large group of people and caught up. A group of people stood under a high wall, all dumbstruck. On this high wall, 6 exits were inlaid. However, at this very moment, these 6 exits all appeared to be in a state of collapse. The spatial teleportation power within was extremely unstable. Moreover, there were densely packed hallucinatory magic realms shuttling back and forth. Exit? An elder's face was gloomy. But, it seems to have been deliberately destroyed. Kakik kakik, a strange owl-like cry burst out from Rong's throat. Lord Rong, elders, this should be the exit. Although the energy is not too stable, I am willing to take the risk and see if I can be teleported out. A demon knight at the 8th stage of the true energy realm stepped out. And go ahead and try. Be careful. An elder waved his hand, indicating that demon knight to enter one of the exits. Huff, that demon knight took a deep breath, then carefully chose an exit that was not so thoroughly damaged. His figure flashed as he entered. However. Poo 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 poo, the moment that demon knight entered this exit, his body was cut into meat paste by the chaotic spatial fragments. Damn it! That little bastard actually destroyed the exit. He is breaking the rules of the game. Roar! Rong burst out with a heart-wrenching howl. Xiaofan ran all the way, leaving Rong's demon knight troops far behind. There are another 20 exits lined up in front. Heh, destroy them all. Xiaofan came to the foot of another high wall. Looking up, there were a total of 20 exits on the wall. With the experience of destroying the exit just now, Xiaofan was familiar with it this time. He directly took in the hallucinatory magic realms and blasted them into these exits. Very quickly, a total of 20 exits were all blasted into spatial turbulence. The 20 terrifying gaps were like monsters that chose people to eat. Playing with me? I'll play you to death. Xiaofan was extremely pleased. He continued to run. After running for a long distance, Xiaofan finally stopped. He found an extremely dangerous place where the hallucinatory magic realms were extremely dense. He sat down cross-legged, took in the hallucinatory magic realms, and refined them into his sea of consciousness to pave the way for breaking through to the 16th spirit finger technique. To be continued. Chapter 435. Xiaofan was indeed like a fish in water in this hallucinatory demonic palace. Not only could he use the hallucinatory demonic realm to indirectly kill a large number of Wuxia from the Rong plane, but he could also cultivate crazily in it. He could even destroy the exit. He was completely omnipotent. Jiang Rong and the other peerless experts were toyed within the palm of his hand. At this time, Xiaofan was in an area with an extremely high density of hallucinatory demonic realm. It was an extremely dangerous area, and he was willfully absorbing and refining it. With Xiaofan's body as the center, the void in the area of 1,000 meters was collapsing. Like a whale swallowing seawater, the hallucinatory demonic realm in all directions was sucked into his sea of consciousness. The liquid mental power planet in his brain was sparkling and magnificent, and it burst forth with the sound of waves. After absorbing for a full 2 hours, the amount of mental power needed to break through to the 16th mental power finger incantation should be enough. Then, let's do it. Xiaofan's hands dragged out wisps of afterimages, and his movements were extremely fast. One after another, obscure and difficult gestures that ordinary people could not even imagine, were performed by Xiaofan skillfully, and each of the gestures began to connect to his heart's content. At the same time, a mental power halo that was like a scorching sun radiated out from Xiaofan's brain, and it shone brightly. It illuminated Xiaofan's state of mind like a clear sky, revealing every detail. However, when he was breaking through to the 16th mental power finger incantation, Xiaofan also released a small amount of mental power to monitor the surroundings. As long as someone approached within a range of 1,000 meters, Xiaofan would immediately sense it and respond. In an area 10,000 meters away from Xiaofan, Rong and the many elder-level experts under him, as well as a large number of Wuxia, once again stood foolishly under a high wall. On this high wall, there were a total of 20 exits. However, at this moment, these 20 exits had all been destroyed. The chaotic hallucinatory demonic realm and space fragments wrapped around the 20 collapsed exits. The stable order had already been shattered. Rong, Lord Rong. These exits were all destroyed by that little bastard, right? An elder who had opened his heaven's eye. His face turned green. For him to wantonly destroy the exits like this, for us, it is extremely disadvantageous. In our plane, there are a lot of Wuxia that entered the hallucinatory demonic palace, more than 1,000 people, but there are only 1,000 exits of the hallucinatory demonic palace. That means some of us will be eliminated and buried in this hallucinatory demon palace. But now, that little bastard is repeatedly destroying the exit. Our situation is becoming more and more precarious. If we allow him to continue destroying things like this, I'm afraid the number of people who can find the exit and teleport out of this plane will decrease drastically. Lord Rong, you must stop him. He couldn't allow him to continue destroying things. This is cutting off our path of retreat. Another elder was also trembling with fear. He said, How about, we can pretend to be courteous with this little bastard and temporarily reach a settlement, scram. Rong was seething with anger, and his aura shook, sending these elders flying. His face was full of arrogance and murderous intent. Dig 3 feet into the ground. He had to find that little bastard and tear his body into 1,000 pieces. You want us to compromise? Dream on. Kill him. Once I get out, I won't have to worry about anything else. I'll directly exterminate everyone on his plane. Moreover, I'll force him to tell me the plane's spatial coordinates. Afterwards, I'll carry out a massacre. I'll exterminate all the living beings on his plane. Mountains of corpses and seas of bones to vent the hatred in my heart. Roang was completely mad. Lord Roang, a heart-wrenching and lung-splitting howl resounded. In next to no time, numerous elders dashed over from 2 different directions. As soon as they got close to Roang, they erupted with extremely tragic barks. They gnashed their teeth, and their voices were filled with resentment and unwillingness to give up until one of them died. It's over. Lord Roang, it's all over, what's over? Roang's facial features had already completely shifted. Dead, all dead. Those elders beat their chests and stamped their feet. All of them are dead. The evil heroes that followed us, some were at the 8th phase True Chi formation realm, some were at the 9th phase True Chi realm, and some were at the True Chi realm. They were strong, bearing the hope of our plane. All of them were the pride of our plane. This time, when we explored the Genius Zone, we all had the belief that we would definitely win. We led this group of heaven's proud sons and daughters to embark on the journey, but, they're dead, they're all dead. All of them turned into devils and died by exploding their own heads, ruthless. Too ruthless. That little bastard from this plane is really one of the most ruthless people in the world. He kills without blinking an eye. His massacre has caused great damage to our plane's vitality, countless geniuses have died, and the entire plane has regressed for thousands of years. What? The evil heroes that followed you all died in battle? Roang's voice had also completely changed. His voice was hoarse, and his blood and chi had completely surged up to his face. Nearly 200 evil heroes followed you to chase after that little bastard, and now, they're all dead? They were all killed by that little bastard instead? They're all dead, vanishing into thin air, dying without a complete corpse. Pooh, suddenly. A mouthful of hot blood directly spurted out of Roang's mouth. His body was on the verge of collapse. Outside the hallucinatory Devil Palace. In the azure space of the universe, there were stable energy waves and spatial order. 2 camps. Xiaofan's plane, led by the Tower Master, had already gathered dozens of people. 2/3 of all the evil heroes that entered the hallucinatory Demon Palace had successfully found the exit and were teleported out. As for the camp of Roang's plane, although there were also more than 100 evil heroes that were teleported out, more than 1,000 of them had entered. In other words, so far, the evil heroes that were teleported out from their plane were not even 1/10 of the total number of evil heroes. Tower Master, from this, it seems that our plane is really prosperous. Ha ha ha. Almost more than 2/3 of the people have escaped from danger and were not trapped in the hallucinatory Demon Palace. Ha ha ha. An elder stood beside the Tower Master with great pride. Don't be too complacent for the time being. The Tower Master could not help but reveal an unconcealable smile on his face. The time in the hallucinatory Demon Palace is equivalent to 1 day in the real world outside. I estimate that it's already the 3rd day in the hallucinatory Demon Palace. The density and degree of danger in the hallucinatory demon realm is 20 times that of the 1st day. It's very dangerous. There are still 1/3 of our people that have not been teleported out. I don't know if they're lucky or not. Why didn't my junior brother Xiaofan teleport out with us? There are clearly 10 exits, but he actually... Xiao Mingchu crossed his arms. There was a trace of worry on his face. Brother Xiao, you don't have to worry too much. I think that little brother Xiaohan will definitely be transported out unscathed. I've already heard people talking about it just now. In our plane, most of the Fiend heroes that escaped unscathed all benefited from little brother Xiaohan. It was little brother Xiaohan who helped them find the exit. Furthermore, little brother Xiaohan even personally killed many experts from the Rong plane. Luo Tianyo's face was also filled with admiration. Little brother Xiaofan is really an extraordinary person. If it wasn't for him this time, I'm afraid, there would be no one in our plane who could survive until now. There wouldn't be more than 10. Yan Qi, you're saying that Xiaofan killed 34 Fiend heroes at the True Energy Formation realm in an instant? At this moment, the Tower Master and many elders were questioning the ancient giant Yan Qi. Yes. Yan Qi nodded heavily. That's right. Those 34 Fiend heroes. Although they are all at the True Energy Formation realm, some of them have expanded their meridians well and built a solid foundation. Their talismans are also not to be underestimated. Therefore, if we really fought, they wouldn't lose to me. I didn't think that Xiaofan would be able to kill them with just a thought. Tower Master, Elders, if Yan Qi's guess is correct, Xiaofan must be hiding a heaven-defying magical treasure on him. It might be an immortal artifact. As he spoke, Yan Qi's eyes shone with a fanatical light. Immortal artifact. It seems that it really might be an immortal artifact. The Tower Master's voice trembled as he breathed heavily. Legend has it that a true immortal artifact can move the void, move the stars, change the position of the stars, and kill in all directions. I didn't think that Xiaofan would have an immortal artifact. This, Tower Master, Xiaofan's realm is very low. It would be difficult for him to unleash the true power of an immortal artifact. An elder winked and said. That's right. Another elder slapped his thigh. If Xiaofan could really unleash the full power of that immortal artifact, then he would have killed Na Rong long ago. Why are you still dawdling? What a pity. Such a good immortal artifact in Xiaofan's hands is like a pearl covered in dust. It feels like a reckless waste of God's gifts. There's nothing we can do about it. Xiaofan is only at the expanded acupoint realm. To be able to use that immortal artifact to instantly kill dozens of enemies at the 8th level True Qi realm is already his limit. However, the journey to the Genius Zone this time is too dangerous. If we are not careful, we might lose our lives. How about Tower Master? When Xiaofan comes out from the hallucinatory Devil Palace, we can discuss with him and ask him to hand over that immortal artifact. If that immortal artifact is in your hands, how powerful would it be? I don't dare to imagine it. I definitely don't dare to imagine it. An elder started to flatter. Humph. The Tower Master's expression was extremely smug. If I had an immortal artifact, killing Na Rong would only take a single thought. After pausing for a moment, the Tower Master's face turned red. After Xiaofan comes out, I will personally talk to him. Inside the hallucinatory Devil Palace. Xiaofan fervently cultivated. The last hand gesture of the 16th spirit finger technique was completed. The liquid spirit star in Xiaofan's sea of consciousness increased in size again and the density of his spirit increased by an unknown number of times. A huge amount of spirit power radiated out from Xiaofan's brain and pierced through heaven and earth. Obliterate the void. Boom! Xiaofan slightly released a spirit wave and was able to cover a range of 200,000 meters. Not bad. A large portion of this hallucinatory Devil Palace is already firmly under my control, and Xiaofan's mind moved. Suddenly, an area with a diameter of 10,000 meters appeared in the east and was directly confined by Xiaofan's spirit power. Within this area with a diameter of 10,000 meters, all the hallucinatory devil realm were under Xiaofan's control. I don't know if I can make those immortal I-realm elders fall into bedevilment and die. Xiaofan rubbed his nose. After pausing for a moment, Xiaofan madly sprinted and reached the area tens of thousands of meters in front of him. He found a few of his demon hero companions who were suppressed by the hallucinatory devil realm and were on the verge of death. He helped them find the exit and teleported out. During this period of time, Xiaofan consecutively destroyed a total of 100 exits. Finally, Xiaofan found another berserk area of the hallucinatory devil realm and sat down cross-legged. I'll try to break through to the 17th spirit finger technique. A faint smile flashed across the corner of Xiaofan's mouth. After completing the 15th set of spirit finger technique, I will be able to purify an ordinary true Qi 8th phase talisman formation realm. After cultivating to the 20th set of spirit finger technique, I will be able to purify any peak true Qi 8th phase talisman formation realm. To purify a true Qi 9th phase true treasure realm, I will need to solidify my spirit power. I have completed the 16th set of spirit finger technique and should be able to purify a portion of true Qi 8th phase talisman formation realm. I will erase their ego and plant a belief in me in their minds. They will become my most loyal slaves like Brother Yen. Chapter 436. That's right, not only did Xiaofan's mental power liquefied, he had also completed the 16th spiritual finger art. Passing ordinary 8th level true Qi formation realm cultivators wasn't a problem at all. Passing was an extremely terrifying method. It was used to control the target and make the target willingly submit, establishing a master-servant relationship. Even if the two sides had the hatred of killing one's father or stealing one's wife, it would all be written off after the passing. The slave would ignore everything and be loyal to the master. Passing 8th level true Qi formation realm, what kind of concept was that? One had to know that in Xiaofan's plane, as long as one had the cultivation of formation realm, they would definitely be a powerhouse in history. In other words, as long as he could pass a portion of the 8th level true Qi formation realm, Xiaofan would be able to return to his plane. Then, he would be able to call the wind and summon the rain, establish a sect, and become an ancestor. If he took a step further and his mental power solidified, he would be able to pass 9th level true Qi formation realm existences. Then, Xiaofan would be able to threaten the position of the Tower Master. Furthermore, after the mental power solidified, it would be able to turn into all kinds of weapons to kill the enemy. It would be so majestic that it would be able to sweep through everything. Forget it, let's not think too much first. Let's try to break through to the 17th spiritual finger art. Once I succeed, my mental power will transform once again. The benefits are indescribable. Xiaofan emptied his mind and violently absorbed the hallucinatory devil realm. His mind began to silently visualize the various hand gestures of the 17th spiritual finger art, inside the hallucinatory devil palace. Rong personally led many elders and hundreds of evil warriors and slowly advanced towards Xiaofan's direction. If there is no accident, that trash plane's little bastard must be hiding in the distance. Rong's face was filled with killing intent and his aura was tyrannical. According to the information we have, that little bastard can easily cause an 8th phase true Qi formation realm expert to fall into a devilish state. He can also cause a 9th phase true Qi true treasure realm expert to fall into a devilish state, but he is unable to cause a 10th phase true Qi immortal vision realm expert to fall into a devilish state. In other words, he can't do anything to the elders. Rong said coldly. Thus, from now on, continue to chase after that little bastard. Those below the 10th level true Qi formation realm and the immortal eye realm will all walk behind. The elders will walk in front, and if they encounter that kid's sneak attack, the elders will be in charge of defending, and I will personally take action to capture him. Yes. Yes. An elder who had been ambushed by Xiaofan said with lingering fear. Lord Rong is right. That little bastard isn't able to make us turn into devils when facing existences of our level. It seems that as long as we lock onto that little bastard's position, we'll be able to defeat him. It's not impossible to destroy him. In addition, I have also sent a group of chivalrous heroes to run around the entire Devil Palace to capture the chivalrous hero from the trash plane. As a hostage, I can lure the snake out of its hole at that time. In fact, once that little bastard shows himself, he'll die a graveless death. The corners of Rong's mouth pulled into a wisp of a savage smile. His true cultivation base is too weak after all. Expanding acupoint realm was a joke in itself. As long as we can lock onto him within a range of several hundred meters, he will be at our mercy. After a short pause, Rome continued. At the same time, hurry up and search for the exit. That kid was constantly destroying the exit. The situation is not optimistic. However, while they were chasing after Xiaofan, Rong and his subordinates, the elders, and the chivalrous spirits, kept roaring, and even screaming hysterically along the way. Because, along the way, Rong and the rest also continuously found exits. But each exit was destroyed by Xiaofan, leaving a scene of desolation. Destroyed. All the exits were destroyed by that guy. Too preposterous. Simply too preposterous. The elders and chivalrous spirits under Rome were howling and barking, like young girls who were defiled and humiliated by a scoundrel. What a reckless waste of God's gifts. Daring to even destroy the exits, is he still human? B*****. Little bastard. Dozens to 100 exits have already been destroyed by him. This little bastard clearly wants to trap all of our plains people to death inside the hallucinatory devil palace. At this time, the eyes of the chivalrous spirits under Rome all became blood-red, filled with brutal killing intent and hatred. A beast that deserves to be cut 1,000 times. Lord Rome, it's a death grudge. That guy has already become a death grudge with us. Won't rest until one of us is dead. Either he dies, or we die, it's completely irreconcilable. Lord Rome, we must kill him at all costs. These chivalrous spirits all became restless, the crowd's emotions surging, becoming more and more intense. That's right, each time Xiaofan destroyed an exit, it roughly meant that among these chivalrous spirits, one might fall into this hallucinatory devil palace, consigned to eternal damnation. An exit represented a trace of hope. Xiaofan was destroying their hope. Lord Rong is too vicious. He's too sinister. Doing this, he wants to kill all of us. Despicable. He's no match for us in the open. Thus, he can only play such underhanded tricks. How sinister. Some of the elders also began to wail to the heavens and the earth. Enough. All shut up. Rong roared, his body shaking, releasing his aura, suppressing the entire scene. Dead silence. The situation is already very critical. It's simply urgent without delay. That little bastard's thoughts, we already understand, he wants to kill all of us, causing a complete annihilation. He's crazily destroying the exits. Now, we must capture him by hook or by crook. Otherwise, don't even talk about going to the genius zone, I'm afraid everyone will fail miserably and die here. Rong forced himself to calm down, surveying the scene. Our plane, the thousands of people who entered this hallucinatory devil palace, apart from those who have already found the exits and teleported away, as well as those who were killed by that little bastard, the remaining people are practically all gathered here. Now, this seat is going to distribute the forces. This is a moment of life and death, a moment of life and death. Everyone, listen to this seat's orders. This Rong also became completely serious, treating Xiaofan as the most important opponent in history. There's a total of 37 elders present, among which 6 are the head elders who have opened the heavenly eye. The number of chivalrous spirits is 534. Rong swept his cold gaze across the entire scene, the muscles at the corners of his eyes twitching continuously, saying word by word, if we can't find that little bastard for a long time, and let him continue to destroy the exits, then all of us will be buried in this hallucinatory devil palace. From the day this seat left my hometown, I already planned for the worst in my heart. This seat also thought about it before. Once we enter the genius zone, we may encounter even more powerful planes, causing our plane to become even more powerful. The losses were disastrous. However, I never expected at all. We might very well be destroyed in the hands of a cave expansion realm brat from a trashy plane. You should feel indignant about that, right? Involuntarily, there was a hint of bitterness in Rong's tone, as though he was at the end of his rope. We can't accept this. 37 elders and 534 chivalrous men roared. Things haven't reached the most desperate point yet. We still have a chance. We still have a chance to equalize. Listen. From now on, we will split into 7 combat teams to encircle that expanded aperture realm, little bastard. The final battle has begun. Rong ordered in an unquestionable tone. Combat Team 1. I will personally lead the remaining 6 combat squads, which will be led by 6 great elders who have opened their heavenly eyes. They will be divided into 7 groups. Although that little bastard is full of tricks and cunning, he's not a match for me. But facing an elder, he was powerless. Not to mention the elders who had opened the heavenly eye. In the process of encircling that brat, once you find an exit, immediately teleport. Every single person that can escape counts. Rong roared. Yes. Our plane will not be defeated. We will definitely be able to capture that little bastard. Lord Rong. We will definitely kill our way out. Also, Rong waved his hand, indicating for the excited crowd to quieten down. He continued to issue orders. Right now, our mental fluctuations have been suppressed by the high-density hallucinatory demonic realm, causing the range of our mental scanning to be limited to a few thousand meters. This is extremely disadvantageous to finding that little bastard. Now, I order that when we search for that little bastard, we can open our heavenly eyes. After opening our heavenly eyes, our scanning range will increase by at least several times, or even 10 times. This will allow our mental fluctuations to reach 10,000 meters. The 7 combat squads, with me as the leader, will all be able to open their heavenly eyes. Then, open your heavenly eyes. Although opening the heavenly eyes will rapidly deplete our energy, and opening them for a long period of time might even affect our life potential, at this moment of life and death, we can't care so much. Open your heavenly eyes. Xiao, the light red mark on Rong's forehead suddenly opened, revealing a mysterious eyeball. This eyeball seemed to be able to see through the heavens and the earth, piercing through the void. Yes. The 6 elders also opened their heavenly eyes one after another. Depart. Rong coldly ordered. In the next moment, Xiao, the 7 combat squads flew out from 7 different directions. At this moment, Xiaofan was using all his strength to break through to the 17th mental finger technique. A funnel-shaped hallucinatory demonic realm whirlpool spun above Xiaofan's head. Thousands of strands of the hallucinatory demonic realm, like rivers running into the sea, merged into Xiaofan's sea of consciousness, unceasingly tempering the liquid mental power planet. At the same time, Xiaofan's hands were constantly changing hand signs. The liquid mental power planet in his sea of consciousness was already becoming increasingly solid, emitting a dark golden light, showing signs of solidifying. Moreover, the liquid mental power planet was even glowing with a metallic luster. Suddenly. Success. Hong, the hallucinatory demonic realm within a radius of 1,000 meters seemed to have been squeezed clean in an instant, completely merging into Xiaofan's sea of consciousness. This caused the entire space to collapse and cave in. It became a vacuum zone. Xiaofan slowly stood up, a divine light flashed between his eyebrows. I've finally completed the 17th mental finger technique. The liquid mental power planet in my sea of consciousness is becoming more and more solid. Right now, the state of the liquid mental power planet is similar to the state between liquid and solid. Xiaofan muttered to himself. Suddenly, Xiaofan released a mental wave. The area covered was close to 1 million meters. Not bad, with just a thought, I can survey more than half of this hallucinatory demonic palace. Xiaofan nodded his head in satisfaction. Under the scanning of his mental wave, the location of a large number of exits was already known by Xiaofan like the back of his hand. Moreover, those fellows have split into 7 squads. Xiaofan swept his mental wave, and saw the situation of the Rong Plains troops in the Devil Palace with a glance. TSK, these fellows actually have an expression of facing death calmly, full of determination, fighting spirit, steadfastness, hot-bloodedness. It's as if they want to fight to the death with me. Since it's like this, I, Xiaofan, can only risk my life to accompany the gentleman, and fight to the death with you all. Xiaofan's figure directly jumped away. Chapter 437. After completing the 17th spirit finger art, the density of Xiaofan's spirit power was between liquid and solid state. Moreover, the scanning range of his spirit power had reached 1,000,000 meters. As a result, when Xiaofan's spirit power radiated out slightly, all the exits in the hallucinatory Devil Palace could be seen clearly. Xiaofan's body turned into a shadow, jumping around in the hallucinatory Devil Palace. Whenever he encountered an exit, he would activate the hallucinatory Devil Realm and destroy it. He was simply enjoying himself. Every destroyed exit is equivalent to indirectly killing a demon warrior from the Rong Plain, or killing their elder. Xiaofan was delighted. At this moment, the Rong Plain was divided into 7 combat squads, conducting a carpet search in the Devil Palace. They swore to dig 3 feet into the ground to find Xiaofan. Each of their faces had extremely tragic expressions, as if they were facing death with equanimity. Killing intent rose up like smoke, solidifying on their faces, making them look ferocious. One of the combat squads, this combat squad was led by a great elder who had opened the Heaven Eye. Under his command were 7 ordinary Immortal Eye Realm elders, as well as 75 demon warriors. The lineup was magnificent. Open the Heaven Eye. Boom! The leading great elder's expression was cold. Suddenly, the light red mark between his eyebrows opened up. His eyebrows slightly opened, and a vertical eye opened up from his flesh, emitting a faint light. In an instant, under the illumination of this light, all kinds of substances in the Devil Palace, and even the movements of the endless hallucinatory Devil Realm, were all clearly seen by him, down to the finest detail. Most importantly, under the illumination of the Heaven Eye. This great elder's spirit power was highly concentrated, and the range of his spirit power's detection rose sharply. At the same time, the great elder's entire body shone with clear and crystalline light, surrounded by immortal chi, extraordinary and refined. This great elder had also opened the Heaven Eye to capture the floating immortal chi between heaven and earth. To refine the body. Seriously speaking. He also had a half-immortal body, and was very strong. In the situation where I don't open the Heaven Eye, I am suppressed by the high-density hallucinatory Devil Realm in this Devil Palace. My psychic power can only scan a range of 1,500 meters, but now that I've opened my Heaven Eye and burned my psychic power, I can scan a range of 20,000 meters. Our 6 Grand Elders, including Pagoda Lord Rong, are all expending their energy. Open your heavenly eyes and search for that little bastard. I'm confident that I can catch him. Yes. Great Elder. Open your 3rd eye and see through the void. That little bastard won't be able to hide. The ordinary elders and heroes behind him were all excited. They roared in excitement. Tens of thousands of meters away from this combat squad. Xiaofan sat on the wall and shrouded the area with his spiritual force, paying close attention to every move of the 7 combat teams on the Rong Plain. TSK. With Rong as the leader, the leaders of the 7 combat teams are all existences that have opened the Heaven's Eye. Right now, they all opened the heavenly eyes between their brows, releasing the radiance of half-immortal bodies. It was indeed miraculous. Perhaps, after opening the Heaven Eye, the range of their spiritual wave detection will be greatly increased. However, do you think you can catch me with this? Ha ha ha. What a joke. The corner of Xiaofan's mouth had a trace of ridicule. That's right, Xiaofan's current spiritual force detection range was 1,000,000 meters. Even if Rong and the others opened their heaven's eye, they would still be far from being able to compare to Xiaofan's spiritual force. Everything was under Xiaofan's control. Opening the heaven's eye like this will probably consume a lot of energy, right? Suddenly, Xiaofan jumped down from the wall. If you want to fight to the death with me at all costs, then let's fight. After completing the 17th spiritual finger incantation, Xiaofan's fighting spirit was unprecedentedly high. The confidence of winning filled his heart. Xiaofan walked towards the combat team closest to him. With my current spiritual force, I can activate the hallucinatory demonic realm from thousands of meters away and attack the target. Previously, I could easily make those at the 8th and 9th stage of True Qi enter the demonic realm, but I can't do anything to those at the 10th stage of True Qi, the Immortal Eye realm, which is the elder level of the Rong plane. I can't make them enter the demonic realm in a short period of time. But now that I've completed the 17th spiritual finger incantation, what's the situation? I'll know once I try. Xiaofan's eyes were also filled with a strong desire to fight. Surging and boiling, he strode towards the combat team. The combat team was also advancing towards Xiaofan's position. The Great Elder led the way, his heaven's eye sweeping forward, radiating light rays in the shape of a fan. Behind him were the 7 ordinary elders. Behind them, hanging for thousands of meters, were the 75 demon warriors. This kind of formation was also very particular. In the eyes of the people of the Rong plane, Xiaofan couldn't do anything to the elder level. Thus, the Great Elder and the ordinary elders were at the front, holding the line. Once they encountered Xiaofan, they would attack. As for the demon warriors at the 10th stage of True Qi and below, they were dragged back for thousands of meters. This way, if they encountered an unexpected situation, the demon warriors at the back could quickly retreat and avoid being killed by Xiaofan. Great Elder, if we discover that little bastard, our effective attack range is around 200 meters. We have to think of a way to lure that little bastard over and make him enter our effective attack range. Only then will we be able to kill him in one fell swoop. However, that little bastard is very slippery and his movements are very secretive. Right now, I'm afraid that he won't be too close to us. An ordinary elder said to the Great Elder who was leading the group with a frown. Your effective attack range is around 200 meters, but when I open my heaven's eye, my effective attack range is 500 meters. The Great Elder said with a dark expression. Within 500 meters, I can kill an expansion point realm trash as easily as taking something out of my pocket. Suddenly. Roar. The Great Elder let out a wild and excited roar. His emotions were completely agitated, and he was on the verge of losing control. We found that little bastard. We finally found that little bastard. Around 18,000 meters. That little bastard is heading towards us. This seat's psyche undulations have finally found his location. The Great Elder's glabella shone brightly. Runes interweaved, and wind, fire, cloud, and lightning appeared. His entire body was also glowing with immortal light. His entire life seemed to have climbed to the peak. The most intense moment. As long as we kill that little bastard, we will be able to sweep away our disadvantage. At least a few hundred people can be teleported out. And I will become the hero of this world. We will make the greatest contribution. We will turn the tide. The Great Elder's voice was hoarse. Listen up. Everyone, hold your breath and focus. Don't make any noise and restrain your aura. The Great Elder ordered. Do not alert the enemy. That little bastard is 18,000 meters away from us, and our effective attack range is only a few hundred meters. We have to lure him over. If he were to turn around and escape now, our efforts will be in vain. Then, the Great Elder pondered for a moment, and his eyes lit up. The mental energy fluctuations of that little bastard. They are also very strong. In terms of mental energy, he is stronger than all of us, even stronger than Lord Rong. He is actually able to activate the hallucinatory demonic realm in this devil palace. Therefore, the range of his mental energy fluctuations is at least 10,000 meters. In other words, when we are 10,000 meters away from him, he may directly discover us and escape. Let's do it this way. I will take the initiative to send mental energy fluctuations to him and communicate with him through the air. First, I will say some compromising words to deceive him. Make him lower his guard, and maybe even lure him over. As long as he is within our effective attack range, he must die. Great Elder, that guy, hasn't escaped yet, right? An ordinary elder at the side almost trembled with fear and asked. Not yet. The great elder was also nervous and suffocating. He is already about 15,000 meters away from us. Getting closer and closer. This little bastard is still swaggering. I don't know if he has discovered us. All of a sudden, all the members of this combat team were nervous. It was already very difficult to find Xiaofan. It was already very difficult. Now, they were afraid that Xiaofan would slip away. After all, the distance of 10,000 meters was not within the control of this combat team. They had to approach carefully to ensure that Xiaofan did not change his route of action. There is no time to lose. I will communicate with him through the air now. Communicate with him. Let's stabilize him first. The Great Elder said while trembling. In the next moment, the Great Elder's entire body condensed true energy. His half-immortal body blossomed with a dazzling brilliance. He opened his mouth, and sound waves condensed into a line, directly transmitted through the air towards Xiaofan. Xiaofan walked quickly. Releasing his mental energy fluctuations, he had already locked onto the combat team that was closest to him. There is still about 15,000 meters. Xiaofan licked his lips. My effective attack range is several thousand meters. At this moment, buzz buzz buzz, the sound waves crossed 10,000 meters, penetrated through the layers of hallucinatory demonic realm, and arrived in front of Xiaofan. Xiaofan was slightly startled. Someone is sending a sound transmission to me through the air? In the next moment, an old and hoarse voice sounded near Xiaofan's body. Hello, little friend. I am a great elder under Lord Rong. In my plane, the demon hero realm, I can be considered to have the power to cover the sky. Now, I think, it is time for both of us to have a good talk. Little friend, our two planes have never intersected. There is no grudge to speak of. The reason why we are killing each other. I think it is because of some misunderstanding. Moreover, it seems, it is you, little friend, who is killing our people unilaterally. I have to say, little friend, your methods are very brilliant. Our plane has always been strong. I did not expect that, in your hands, we will be defeated. Now, both I and the leader of our plane, Lord Rong, admire you very much. Not only do we not hate you, but we also admire you very much. Why don't we bury the hatchet? On this matter, our leader, Lord Rong, has also spoken. Everything that happened before, will be written off. Lord Rong is willing to become allies with your plane, little friend. Moreover, Lord Rong will also give little friend some opportunities. How about it? Little friend, now let us all value peace. All the demon heroes in the world are one family. Our common enemy is the demon race, not killing each other. Come. Little friend, I believe that your mental energy fluctuations have also detected me. Yes, now I am about 10,000 meters away from you. Little friend, I have no ill intentions, come over and talk. I swear, I will never hurt you. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.